Hey guys, welcome back to the Reupload podcast, starring me, Sam Fraser. Today I got my two friends, two of the Jews, Gabriel and Michael. You guys want to quickly talk about yourself?
Hell yeah. So I'm Michael, or Shenny. I'm 21, and yeah, I deliver dishwashers.
What is your favourite dishwasher dropper?
What's your favourite brand of dishwasher?
Fucking Dishlex.
Dishlex.
Because they're easy to do.
What's your favourite fridge?
Do you have a favourite fridge and a favourite dishwasher?
I don't do fridges, bro.
Why not? That's heavy.
My favourite is dryers because the Simpson ones are easy to do.
Fair.
I make music as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just for like fun and at uni, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how's it being 21? You fucking old cunt.
Oh yeah, it's fucking shit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I feel my body slowly eroding.
I heard every day you wake up, something like fucking cramps and shit. It's pretty fucked.
I know.
Yeah.
Big man, yourself?
Well, my name is Gabriel, but my nickname is Bogo. I'm 20 years old, also at uni. I'm studying engineering. I work in software engineering as my job, and my hobbies include, but not limited to, UFC, gym, Muay Thai, fighting and kickboxing. Not actually, that's just a super odd reference, but my actual hobbies would probably be like gym, I guess tech, going out.
Pokies.
Kickboxing.
Yeah.
Pokies.
I'm a recovering gambling addict.
Mate, he's a very impressive gambling addict.
I've got a very love-hate relationship with the VIP lounge.
Typical Aussie bloke.
It is what it is, you know.
So no, we had a night out a couple weeks ago now, and we went out and we all had like these little before our night out, like we were trying to go to these couple places, we couldn't get into about 5-6 different places. Me and Bogo and a couple other mates, and what happened was I was like, I saw this video of like these. It was on TikTok. It was these chicks, and they were like, okay, different goals they were going to do that night. So I was like to Bogo, surely we do that and like try to pick up a girl and do certain things. That. So mine one was, Sam, you've got to go up and say what he just said to a chick. But obviously the night didn't end up that way. But like,
UFC.
Yeah, the UFC. So next time we do a night out, we got to.
What did we do? Go up to a girl and you say, hey, yeah, I like UFC. I like kickboxing. Yeah.
No, but like I was full. Yours was
Give me a.
What was the other? What was Dylan's?
Dylan's was
no names.
Yeah, so many Dylans.
Oh yeah.
Big D, we'll call him.
Big
D.
Yeah,
Big D.
Yeah.
But Big D, I think he just had to talk to. He's very like
just to talk to.
He just had to talk.
Just to say hi.
So if you know Big D, shout out Big D.
Shout out
Big D.
What was
yours? No, Ilya's was. Oh shit! I've just done it again.
It's alright.
Big A.
Love you, Ilya.
So Ilya's was to I think it was to talk to a chick that was taller than him. It was because Ilya's like 5'8", yeah. 5'8". He's 5'8".
But he doesn't like talking to girls that are taller than him.
Yeah, I know that was the point. That was the point of the challenge. All this stuff that was sort of make us uncomfortable.
What was mine?
Yours was to talk to. Oh, it was I think it was an Arab chick or something, or like a wog or Arab chick.
Yeah,
it was talk to a wog.
Yeah.
I remember you saying something about you were lying about something.
That's another wait. Oh yeah, so we went out for our mate's birthday, I think 2 weeks ago, and me and this guy we were walking around King's Cross and we were just so bored. So we just started talking to people and we came up with this backstory that I was a married man that is traveling in Sydney for work after leaving New Zealand because my wife passed away in a white water rafting incident in New Zealand.
Yeah. So do you have a New Zealand accent or something?
So we were like telling people, oh yeah, my wife died.
Wait, is this on the same night? Was this on?
This is
What is your wife? What is your fake wife's name?
When we left for like
yeah. Oh my god.
With the other guy, yeah.
We can say his name.
Yeah.
What's
big Greek mate?
No, we say first names. I just try not to say last names because I've already said so many people's first names. And like I was speaking to, so it was a mate of mine's birthday yesterday, and I saw a bloke, and his name's Kyle. Kyle, you talked about again. Not our Kyle. This is another Kyle I went to school with, and we were like the best shooters in basketball. And he's like, yes, that was so funny you said my name. He's like, yeah, we probably are the best shooters back in school. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
Well,
basketball shooting.
When you're famous and people look back to this,
I know,
it's like,
exactly.
Oh, you missaid my name.
Yeah, I know. I've said a couple full names, which I've like been told off about, but like...
You say your school name as well.
Oh, yeah, I've said
just
school.
don't hold back.
I try not to, but like, because it's just me. You guys both know
He would
me.
tell
What I'm
your
like.
own, he would tell his own fucking credit card number.
I
on the
probably would.
podcast.
It's actually 46.
What's the last three digits, bro?
4623. I don't know.
What's the expiry date?
I don't know. What it is.
0406, call me, baby.
Cool.
Oh, four.
No, so yeah, Nick will be on this. Nick will be on an episode anyway. So it's like people. Nick will be on an episode. I don't know who I'm gonna get on with.
We can do like
Him and
a
Christine at the
segment.
same time.
You
Oh,
can-
that would
you
be
can-
painful.
You can do a segment with Nick, like fun facts about Greece.
Oh yeah, I know.
That'll
We'll have
take
to do
up
shit
40
like
minutes
that.
of the podcast.
I know it would. It full
Yeah,
would.
the gyros are good.
Next to the Euros.
Oh mate. Oh Bex. Shout out.
to the
Shout out
Bex
Bex to
Euros.
Euros. If you know, you know.
Never failing to satisfy the boys.
Fucking Nick, who's the most eastern suburbs, great person as well, goes out to Bexley. He's probably shitting himself. Was he? What was he like going out to like Bexley? Was he like?
It's fine.
Was he?
Yeah.
He's just such an
He fits in, bro.
he's
He fits in well.
He really. He's a fucking like east. He grew up near my school, and so this is the people that watch this. I say they grew up in their school. They know what that is because half the people that are gonna watch this went to my school.
The eastern suburbs.
Exactly, and then he lives near the school.
What do we call them? Japs, Jewish,
Yeah, the
Australian.
Japs. The Jewish Australian princess, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what's
I
up.
live in Dover Hearts. I live in Vaucluse.
So wait, let's talk about what. So you both went.
My house is worth $8 million.
Just a measly 8 million.
You have to. Full fucking Jewish stereotypes. So you boys both went to Jewish schools. What was it like? Did you like your experience?
Well,
We've
I
talked about
started
this
off-
before,
I
but like-
started off at Bellevue Hill.
That's what's up. That's what. Well, we didn't meet each other.
Oh
then.
yeah.
Oh, do you want to talk about actually before we go on that? Should we want to talk about how we met? Because it's quite a funny story.
Okay, so I've known Shenny since I was 8 years old. I went to school with Michael.
Yes, sir.
We've been mates ever since.
You can talk about your school
Very,
because
very love-hate relationship over the years.
you can talk about
And,
school if you want to. You can talk about
yeah,
school you
yeah,
went to
yeah,
because
yeah.
Jack and Zane both talked
okay,
about
well,
it.
we both went to Emmanuel.
Yeah.
They were all good mates for a while, and apparently I went to Bellevue Hill with Sam.
Yeah, we didn't know
and
this at
we
the point.
didn't know. I knew like your face.
You kept saying, yeah.
Like I recognized you, I just did not know where. And then we were doing this job for
We can say the company.
Code Camp where we had
They're not
to
gonna watch
count
us.
stock for like 4 days in a row, and I was just doing it with Sam, and we just started talking, and I knew a lot of his mates, and then
Yeah.
I told him I was like, oh, I went to Bellevue. He was like, oh yeah, me too.
Mhm.
So we became mates, and I introduced. Did I introduce you to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, your
we met
birthday.
at your, we met at
At
your
my
place.
birthday. Yeah.
Then we had a lot of drunken nights with
Yeah.
each other, and that's how we
A lot of
bonded.
nights. Too many. I don't remember any of them.
There's been so many.
I feel like, what did you do on this week? I'll be
Oh,
like,
mate, I'll probably with Sam to fuck with.
It's like, whenever I'm out with Sam, it's always like, oh, do you remember this one thing that I said to you that one time? And I'm like, no.
Do I say
You
that?
said it so
Bro, I have
much.
the worst memory. I don't even know what I say half the time. No, so well, actually, you didn't. So we were doing a job. So you were working at. I don't know where it was. Remember you were doing.
Oh, are we starting with the beginning? Like,
Yeah. No. You're doing some job somewhere. He was doing some job
I was
somewhere. I don't know where you were.
I forgot the place near Oatley.
Sure, Oatley.
Lugano. I was
Yes,
at
Lugano.
Yeah, Lugano.
Lugano
yeah.
High. So and then I was dropping off stock. So we have to drop off stock for this job, which we both. I don't like it. You didn't mind it, right?
You were shit at your job.
It was boring.
I did all the work. You were just sitting there like.
I was
oh,
not.
yeah,
I was not. It was 4 days.
Talk about school.
Mate, I wanted to waste the 4 days.
Who's this guy that CodeCamp hired?
No, so when he goes up to me, he's like, your face looks familiar. I'm like, do you guys sheep? I was like, do you guys sheep? Do you play basketball, or do you know any Whaley boys?
All three.
No, well, that's like, where else is East Suffolk kids gonna know each other?
Yeah.
Like, all I do is either I go clubbing, I play basketball. What else do I do? It's really about it, eh?
Well, if you say sheep, that like narrows it down.
Yeah, narrows it
80%
down.
of the
Yeah, I
population
know,
in
I
the
know.
eastern suburbs.
It's just like, and because you said you went to Eastern Suburbs, and then,
Yeah.
and then I don't think we talked about being Jewish at that point, but
I
then.
didn't know you were Jewish.
Yeah, and then Mum found all these old photos of me, you and
Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were like, what, 8,
A reunited
7,
friendship.
6, 7 years old?
12 years later.
12 years, it's fucking weird, eh?
Reunited friendship.
I really wonder what, like, if we actually knew each other, like, back then. We probably obviously did, but, like, what we were like if we were, like, friends, if we hated each other. It
Yeah.
would have been funny. Like,
It's really
go back.
hard to like think back at like who you were as a child now that you're
Yeah.
at like this age. It's like, what was I like back then?
Oh, mate, I've changed. I'm just going the last, like, 10 years I've changed.
Yeah.
A lot. Like, I was a little shy. I wasn't shy, but I was little. I wouldn't want to get in trouble in school, and now in uni lectures, I'm still talking through every uni lecture, swearing at
Are
them.
you?
Oh, it's bad, but like, I've been like the uni lecturers know my name because I'm like the wannabe class clown.
So you,
I don't think I guess I'm somewhat funny. Oh yeah.
I'm not doing any subjects with you.
We won't. We're completely different. We potentially could, because we're
you're doing comms.
yeah. So I do comms.
Yeah, so I'm doing a comms degree as well.
So you want to go
It's the
into
same
uni?
fact.
You want to go into uni? So you do engineering and you do music, but like
Yeah.
obviously say specifics.
You start.
Go
Shane.
ahead.
Yeah. So I do music.
He's got the
and-
more interesting degree.
Yeah.
No, yours is interesting.
Yeah.
Difficult.
Software
in the corporate
engineers.
system.
Yeah, I don't know.
Software engineers that
Slaving
fucking
away
hate
the corporate
each other.
Australia.
Yeah, so I do music and sound design at UTS.
That's what's up. That's where
Yeah,
the boys are at.
That's it. It's like, it's fun. I'd say first year was easily really good. I'd say maybe except for like the first like lockdown part, because first sem was in lockdown. Then second semester we were in classes. We were actually using the equipment. We were in studios. We were doing like a songwriting course as well, and I really liked that. Easily my favorite one. And so we essentially just like learn how to work with sound, let's
Yeah.
say, and learn how to produce a bit as well. Learn how to mix, master a little bit of that. This year was pretty awful. Like fully online. We had to rely on our own home studios. I couldn't even use the software that we were meant to use.
half of the year.
Did you go in
Even the first half
Wait,
of
were
the
you
year.
online the first half of the year?
Yeah.
What the
Really?
fuck?
We
Yeah.
were all on campus.
Yeah, I was on campus.
I
at
was
Notre
on
Dame.
campus for one subject. I was doing French.
Oh,
'Cause I was,
yeah.
I was still.
Oh, I bumped into you. Like,
That's true. Yeah. Because
yeah.
I was doing combined international studies as well.
What the hell are you doing French for?
You need to talk.
So
It's
yeah,
so random.
there's a reason behind this. It's like 2019.
He knew he was gonna meet
Oh,
Ty.
I know his actual reason.
He knew he was gonna meet
No.
Ty. That was the real reason.
No.
He knew he was gonna meet Ty. That's the real reason.
No,
Fucking
legit. The reason was because 2019 was my gap year. I went to Israel for 5 months and then Europe for
L'chaim.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, Israel for 5 months, Europe for a bit under a month, and then the US for 2 months. And so I was in Europe. I was with my mate. We went to Italy. We went to France. We went to Netherlands, and we went to Paris specifically, and it was like my favorite place of the places that we went to. And I had been thinking of doing like international studies, like studying abroad, that kind of thing. And in that like moment, I kind of like made my decision. Like we took a river cruise like on the Seine River in Paris, and I remember just like I had like my like earphones plugged in. Like I told my mate, you know what? When we got off the cruise, like I'm gonna plug into my headphones. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can go back to the hostel. You can walk around, do whatever you want. And I plugged into my headphones. I walked around the city for 5 hours, and I just like,
Really?
yeah.
It's beautiful.
And
Supposedly
no,
Paris,
seriously,
it's beautiful. So
I've heard the opposite. I've heard that Paris is a shithole.
no. Look,
it depends on the people
Like,
that you
it
hear it
depends on
from.
the people.
This
It
guy
depends on
from
the
uni-
place.
My friend from uni lived there for like most of his life, and
Was he born there?
oh, who was born? I don't know where he was born. He's lived there for 10 years, and I was telling him, I was like, oh, it looks so nice. He's like, it's small and it's like dirty.
Ty loves it.
It's not small. No, it's quite big. It's like there's
France is
a lot of sectors.
France is tiny. Have you seen if you look at France, you can fit a couple Frances in Australia, probably more.
Yeah,
Not
Fit
more than
fucking everything
a lot.
in Australia.
You could,
But Australia's
you could fit probably all of Europe
Yeah.
in Australia. Like
Except for like
America.
China and Russia.
and America.
Yeah.
America's fucking huge.
Yeah.
No, what about you, Bogo? Like how you enjoyed it? So what year? Wait, so you're year 2,
Yeah. Oh, just finished.
and how many years do you have left?
One more. Yeah.
Fuck, you're done already.
Yeah.
Mad.
Fucking hell.
And what about you?
Lucky.
Yeah, no, you're lucky. I got 2 more years.
Yeah.
What about you? Big?
So I'm in, my degree is a 5-year degree. I'm studying
Is it 5 years? What the fuck?
I'm studying a Bachelor of Engineering, majoring in data. So that's mainly like focusing on AI and machine learning and just like general software development. I finished my 3rd year because I started half a semester late. And I also took 6 months off to work. And so I'm very behind my degree. And considering I'm going away next year for 3 months and I'm going to be doing part-time, so I've probably got another 3.5 years left. So I won't be finished uni until all the boys are probably married already.
No, we'll finish about the same. You'll probably. I'll start a bit. I'll finish a bit earlier. I'll finish a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm meant to be 2023, so I
I'm
got
like
2 before.
2024.
Oh, so a little bit after me.
If I like, I was thinking of doing like not next year, but the year after, just do like full time summer autumn and spring.
You're gonna kill
Just
yourself,
Finish
though.
it. Just finish the degree. Just get out of it. Like
You're
don't
wa-
even work. Like the whole year, just study the whole 2 years. Just
You got to
finish
put
the
work
degree
though.
and get
Like
out.
being an engineering student, you have to like.
Oh, I mean,
You
can
have to
balance
work.
that. Yeah.
Compared to us, I can imagine we probably do a quarter amount of the work that you do.
No, we can do that,
Oh.
but we'll
But do
still
you
have
work
to-
hard? Like on
Bro, I worked nothing. I was.
You don't
it
have
was
to for comms
such a
degrees.
fucking lazy degree. I
It
swear
is.
to God.
Same as
Yours.
mine. Oh, mine. It's well, obviously I'm working, I'm writing notes, and I'm like, I know my I'm learning stuff, but I'm not like going and studying for like how many hours would you say you study a week?
Oh, a lot of it's projects. I don't actually study. It's not like textbook what you think, where you sit down and you memorize. It's not like high school. It's
Okay,
more
well,
like
How many
we-
hours
we
of
do
work?
like
Well, not study. How many hours of
there's
work
like
would
a
you do?
PowerPoint, and then we have a project, and
Yeah.
any software development. Like sometimes I'd stay up till 3-4 all
Yeah.
week. Even these days when at my job, just in general,
Fucked.
it's so if I do full time uni for a whole year, I'll probably like kill myself doing it. But
You
just
will,
want to
mate.
finish the degree. and
I
it's
had
over it.
2 assignments for one of my subjects. That was it.
Yeah. No, I mean that was the same with me.
So it was for the general. You know the ones we all have to do. The
the electives,
no, the ones that are the communication subject that we've all got to do.
Oh,
You know, there's
digital
the three of them.
digitally.
No, it's what's it called? Citizen communication or some shit like that.
I didn't do that.
Oh no, I didn't have to do that one, but it was there's that, and then there's 2 others like that.
Yeah, I think one
One
of
of them.
One of them is digital literacy.
Maybe
That was honestly not a terrible.
I didn't have to.
Sounds like
I got
a
exempt from that.
bludge.
One.
I kind
got
of liked
exempt.
it only because of my tutor.
I got exempt from it, so I didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Your degrees sound like bludge.
Yeah, they're bludges, but it's like
Digital literacy.
Oh,
What
mate.
is that?
We had to make like posters, and it was very, very PC and
It's like-
very.
yeah. See, like
Kindergarten.
see these general subjects. The problem is for these general subjects, for like Michael, for example, is that he doesn't have anything to do with his degree for music. Like, why is he gonna like? Because these subjects are more advertising based.
They
So
are.
like for me, they're perfect.
They are.
But for him, so that's why like the communication during UTS, when you have to do these 3 subjects, it's only 3 subjects, so it's not
Yeah,
that bad.
yeah.
They're not as good for him compared to me.
It's
'Cause,
like they're not. It's like I understand the utility of them. It's like,
But what does a music student need?
well,
For that.
I'd say it's more useful if we ever like when we go in to do like marketing. and,
Yeah.
like understand how to market like the smaller things, like say like album covers or whatnot. Like we've learned how to make posters within that thing, and how
Yeah.
like eye movement, like how our eyes get attracted to
Yeah.
certain things, and how symbols work. Sort of, it's very basic
it.
to understand,
Basically
and we really don't need
English.
to
You
like
don't
do
need a class for it.
pages of readings on it.
No.
That's like high school English.
No.
Yeah,
Like learning about.
The thing is though, it's actually stuff like it's actually fucking interesting. Like,
Is it?
and it's,
Some of it is.
it might be like pointless, but it's like I rather do that than go do a fucking write a story about some bullshit in English. Like, like I did advanced English as well, so like I wrote like big ass stories and shit, and
I really like that though.
it was good, and I liked it as
That was
well.
the best
But
part of the story.
but like
That
realistically,
was.
am I gonna write a story and like in my life? Like, is that gonna be my job? Some people it is. Like, who are doing creative writing
What
and
was
stuff.
the easiest question in the English and the HSC? It
What
was
was
like
it?
it's always you had like an image and you just have to analyze.
Yeah. We had
Yeah.
It
we had
was
this
just
one.
The easiest shit
So
ever.
good.
So TikTok wasn't obviously as famous when you guys did the HSC, but for us it was like 2019 banging.
We have,
So
it wasn't Vine. We had like musically.
musically some shit.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
this was when TikTok started, like end of 2019. TikTok was like
Nothing
going
will outdo
crazy.
Vine. Vine is
Oh
the
yeah,
goat.
Vine was amazing. So but like
King Batch.
oh mate, I love that guy. He's still fucking killing it. No, and it was this kangaroo, and it was this about this boomerang and this guy, Jack. Let's just call him Jack or something. I don't know.
Jack
and his kangaroo, or Jack and his
Kangaroo Jack.
some shit like that. I don't know what it was about, but it was about this boomerang. It was just, and then we had to analyze this picture. But then the next, I saw you go on your phone, and the next like hour, it's just my TikTok is just that,
Bro, I
and it was
remember-
all over Instagram and
Were
everything.
you on the group chat on the Facebook?
Oh yeah, still am.
And
People
everyone
still
would just
post
talk
about.
shit,
People
yeah.
still post about it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, I
What?
remember
It's like-
being in English in like year 10 or year 9. We watched The Truman Show
Yeah.
as like one of our like
It's way better than
subjects.
We didn't
Let's
do
call it.
anything like that.
And we had to like we had to like present a speech about that in like another text.
Yeah.
I managed to relate The Truman Show to Batman. That was the like one of the first A's in English I ever got.
I've never
For
had.
that speech.
I never.
Yeah.
The highest mark I ever got for English was like maybe like 75 or something, maybe 80.
How funny! Like in that group chat, they had the best memes.
Oh yeah.
It was like the best memes.
So what ours was,
You
they
just,
would
like,
have.
You'd procrastinate just by looking at those memes.
Oh mate, the best one we had these. So when formal was around, these people would put up pictures of people and then listing their pros and cons of why you should take them to formal. It's the weirdest.
Oh yeah.
It was funny as fuck.
That.
It was so like
we
I
had
did
that. When people were like posting on the
Facebook
the
page,
group, like the Facebook group
group.
chats, like
the page,
yes.
like formal applications.
Yeah, shit like,
Formal
oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I asked,
they do that.
I asked my formal date in your car.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
My formal date. So I was dating this chick at this point, and in my year 12 one, and shit happened. Let's just say, and then I had nobody because I had told her not to come because it was she was being a bitch. I already just exposed this chick like 2 episodes ago on this podcast, and so my formal date was some chick I met that night.
Just don't ask me about formal.
Oh, mate, who cares?
Don't-
It's a bunch of Waverley
This
boys.
has come up a lot.
A bunch of Waverley boys just
Signs,
went by, a bunch
motif.
of Waverley boys just went by themselves, like a lot. Like, I reckon like half the year. Well, it was.
I would have
Really?
been much happier going by myself.
Probably should have.
We didn't have that many people going by themselves.
Well, how many people at your school?
like 1 or 2.
How many people in the menu?
In our year?
Yeah.
I don't want
In
to
our
name
year,
them.
it was like
How many?
a bit above 80.
Was
And
that
that
it?
was
Yeah.
the biggest.
We had
year
200
at our school.
Yeah.
All boys.
Mm-hmm.
So you had, was it like 40,
Bit of a
boys,
cock
girls?
fest.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
all boys. So and then there was so many blokes. Oh, it was like tables worth of like. I was like, "Where's your formal date?" Didn't bring one. I'm like, "Oh," because in year 10 nobody did that, but in year 12 fucking everybody, a lot of people did it. I would say like 30%. 40.
Only.
No, like 30% didn't bring a date.
Oh, 30%.
Didn't bring a date.
I thought you were like 30% did.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
they
the
didn't.
Big number.
30, 40%. That's not like a lot if you think about it. Like
Yeah.
a formal, you everything's those
I
stupid
guess if
photos
it's
you
like
take out in
200
front of the.
people.
Yeah, but like, but year 10 one, everyone brought dates. Even like the I don't want to say this, but even the weird kids, the kids you wouldn't expect to be like,
We've got a few.
no, like the weird kids.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
But we had the biggest year at school. We had
80.
kids.
That's
Apparently,
insane.
That was
now
like-
it's been topped.
Yeah, it definitely
Oh,
has
would have
been
been.
since now.
But we were like the biggest year at our school. With
like
80
up until
kids.
that point.
So
yeah.
were you friendly? Okay, so being a
We
school,
knew. We knew.
were you friends?
everyone.
So I wasn't friends with.
Not from the years below, but
your
from
year.
this- And we knew everyone. Yeah.
So you could honestly go up to everyone and have like a decent conversation.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Excluding like 2 people. Yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously everybody doesn't like those
Yeah,
2
yeah.
people.
It is.
But at
like-
Waverley, that was 20 people.
It's like because our school, it was very like close, tight knit, very like community driven. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the, I would say one of like the bigger pros of our school was that like it was very close and like you never really made many enemies.
Would you like? Okay, would you first question? Would you send your kids to a Jewish school? And secondly, if you could read, how long you were there for? What, 12, 13 years?
I was there for like
13?
since preschool,
So what, 16 years?
so like well 15.
15 years.
Yeah.
And then you were there from year 3.
So year 3, yeah.
So, God, so year 3 you would have been.
Probably wouldn't send my kid to a Jewish school.
And then would you go back to that Jewish school? Go back to manual.
Honestly,
Kid or me?
Both. So first one, would you send your kid there? And then if you
So-
could change your mind
yeah.
and go to a different school or stay there, what would you do?
I wouldn't send them there just because of the fees. Like,
Waverley's probably more expensive. Do you know how much it was? How much did you pay a year?
I don't know if we should
It's
say.
like what?
Was it over 10 or under 10?
It was
Over.
way over 10.
Yeah.
Under 20 or over 20?
Way over
Over.
20. It was over 20.
Okay, more
It was
than
a
Waverley.
private school.
Yeah, yeah,
Private
same as-
school.
Okay, Waverley was, I looked this up the other day.
Hmm.
I thought it was more than this. It was only like year 12, I think you pay like 16, 17.
Ours
Which is
was-
a lot.
I'd say ours was like
Close to
26. No,
No,
really.
40
I thought it was
insane.
like 30.
30.
Year 12.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
close to 26, which
Maybe.
is close to 30.
Yeah.
So 25, let's say.
But I wouldn't send my kid, like, I'd rather send them to, like, a decent school rather than paying 30 grand a year. Or depending, if I'm, like, wealthy, yeah, why not? But
Still send them.
I've seen mates, like,
Stick 'em in
that
the
gone-
Jewish- put 'em in
I've
the
got
Jewish
mates
crowd.
from, like, public schools that are in the same path of life of people that have gone to private schools. Like, it doesn't actually matter.
No, it does. Like one of my best friends went
It's all
to.
up to, like, as long as you just do well, study hard,
Oh.
and get the job, go
Yeah.
to uni, get the degree you want.
My parents both. My parents both dropped out, and they're more successful than
Yeah.
most people's parents. Not trying to talk
Yeah.
shit, but like it's true.
You can go to like you can do the
You don't
same
need
uni
it.
degree as some guy that paid like 50 grand. I don't know, like Scots or
My
Cranbrook,
friend Denver
and
went.
get the same job.
My friend Denver, he went to Randwick Ells. You don't have to pay till the end, and then you only have to pay like a couple $1,000s. Not even you pay a tiny amount.
And get the same degree.
Same
job.
We were doing the same degree up
Yeah.
until I changed
So
to
what's
UTS.
the point of spending that extra money when you know they're going to go to the same?
And what about you? Would you go back to
Yeah.
Emmanuel?
Oh, it was good. Yeah.
So you enjoyed your experience?
Yeah, it was good. We learnt a lot. You learn a lot of good skills. Like they do kind of spoon feed you towards high school, but like your critical thinking that you learn.
They attempted to spin for us at
That's
Waverley.
another thing.
Because it was a very like we had a smart year, right?
Yeah.
So it would always
How many
push
kids
you
did
to be
ATAR?
smarter. Most of them.
Oh,
I think
almost
nearly
all.
Almost all. We all did the ATAR.
I was about 50%.
But when you're in an environment that like pushes you a lot, you do compare yourself a lot, but then you kind of take that into your uni. So when at school, I wasn't getting the best grades, but then as soon as I got to uni, I was putting in that same amount of work I put in school, and I was getting like HDs in uni. I was like, wow, this is easy. But then like,
Oh mate, I've never had the highest marks. I've had a distinction. I don't have
Yeah.
any HDs yet. Well, actually I did, but then I didn't do the test because of
Oi.
I switched to UTS.
so that's like what Emmanuel taught me. It's like
Yeah.
work hard and you'll get good grades.
And
Yeah,
Shenny,
true.
what about you?
Yeah.
Both questions. So sending your kid in, would you relive those 15 years at the same school?
Honestly, like kind of yeah. It's like if I'm in the position where I'm capable to do that, I would be more than happy sending my kid to my school, the school I went to. Like I had no issues
was
with.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It's like I had zero
good
issues
vibe.
with like the people that were in my year. It was a pretty fun ride the whole way through. Like
We never had drop kicks, like actual drop kicks. The
When
ones
there's
that
like
drop
80,
down and you turn.
when there's like 80 kids, you're not gonna get that.
it's
Though.
like
Or even at a private school, you're not going to
Oh,
get
we
drop
did.
kicks that like bash people or like
Yeah.
shank someone like out schools. Out
we
west or
we
something.
did.
You did.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna tell you what they did, but some kids did illegal shit and they got expelled for that illegal shit.
The worst
There was drug problems at
thing that
Waverley.
happened at our school was
So
some
many drug
kid
problems.
got sent to Waverley for punching some other kid in our year.
Well, who?
Oh,
Oh, don't say his
no,
name.
say his
Don't say his
name.
name. Oh, I know who it is. I think I know who
You
it
don't.
is.
He's from my year.
Yeah, I know. I probably know who it is. You went to Waverley.
Either way,
He
we
went for
don't.
like a year.
I was
Did he-
partially involved in that altercation.
What's the first letter?
You?
Yeah.
Was his first letter D?
I pushed,
No.
Was
I
his
pushed
first,
him off.
Was the
and then
first
he
letter?
ran off.
Where? Yeah.
No, it's like I remember being like we're on like the bottom set of like stairs, like on on the big building.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the
then
B
so-
plot, like the B.
Yeah, the lower B block.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you walk up some stairs, and like I'm on the right side of those stairs. We have my mate who's kind of like in front, and then the other guy who got kicked out. He's like on below.
I think I know who it is.
And then so he goes and he like pulls his laptop bag, the guy in front, and then he kicks back,
Fucking hell.
and then I think he kicks him in the balls,
Oh
or
my
something
God.
like that.
Is this? Yeah, yeah.
This is his first
And
letter of
then
his
I
name.
see, and then he just like he was kind of known a bit for going a bit
Be a
like
bit of a spastic.
like in school, like there were some incidents like where he would have a bit of like aggression.
And he'd be doing that since I was
Since,
at
like,
school
year
in
three.
year
Since
3.
year
He'd
three.
be
It's
like
ridiculous.
earliest memories. He would just
Did he go to
lash out.
primary school with us?
No,
No,
he was at
no.
he was at Emmanuel
yeah,
since.
So it's
okay.
not. It doesn't start with the letter D. His name.
No.
No, okay, we'll think of someone else.
Okay, so like he.
You know who I'm thinking of now, though. Who I'm thinking of.
Is he Russian?
Yeah.
No, it's not him.
Okay.
He never went to Emmanuel. He went to primary, but not.
Oh, I thought he went to Manual first,
No.
and then came to Waverley.
Either way, so he kicks him, and then I see he's like going up to him. I can't tell if he's going in for a hug or he's going in for something else. But he starts punching.
Oh my God.
He like literally like starts fucking wailing on him, and I
Some
like
Jake
serious.
Paul.
And then I'm like, what the fuck? I put my shit down, and then I go up to him and I just like throw him off, and then he runs away, and I see my mate. He's got a bloody nose. He's just like,
I didn't know you were involved.
yeah. And then
Big Shen
Shenny
dog.
the
And then
Big
Shen dog.
and then as soon as all of that's
Vigilante
Vigilante
Shenny.
and then as soon as all of that's over, my mate who
Messiah.
got punched. My mate who got punched, he goes and he starts to like pick up my shit, and he thinks that it's his, and now I have to be like, oh no, sorry, that's my stuff. So
Oh my God. That's fucked. So, you're probably all wondering what took me so long to upload the last episode. So, I went to Melbourne and went to the Jewish Olympics. Shout out to the Jews. Give me some love, Jews.
Olympics.
Jew Olympics. So, we had these trials for basketball, and I went for a layup and got slapped in the face, ended up getting a concussion. So I was in hospital for 16 hours. So I still feel sick with the...
Like
hey, that's just a short story, but it was...
like, what does a concussion like feel like? I've never like...
Okay. So have you had a migraine before?
Yeah.
Have you had a migraine?
Yeah.
So it's like if that, but it's constant. Usually it depends. Usually for me, it's been a minimum 2 weeks. So I have a constant headache for 2 weeks, and with the headache, you feel like you're about to throw up a lot.
Jeez.
And then my eyes are really delayed because I had a brain injury. So like all your nerves and all your shit, I don't see brain signals, all that shit's like fried because you've see they say your head's like this, and then like that's your brain's like this, and then that's like your fucking.
So is it like actual trauma?
And then, yeah, it's head trauma, so what it is, it's like your head, and then that's your fucking skull, and then your brain is just shaking against the skull.
Wow.
So, or like smashing against the skull or some shit, and from that reason you lose your synapses. Is that the right word? Synapse? I don't know this shit.
Brain cells.
You probably lose brain cells. I probably lost some, but like how CTE happens, for example, it's that constantly, and then because it's happening
What's
so
CTE?
CTE. Have you heard of it?
Is that a...
So it's an injury. It can't be diagnosed till after someone dies.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
I've heard a lot of the footy players get that.
So yeah, a lot of footy players,
Yeah,
NFL
yeah.
players. There's a big movie that Will Smith was in, called Concussion, which it was like he played this character.
It's like a big deal, isn't it?
It's a massive deal. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people have died, especially in the NFL. It's not really as common in the NRL, but
I've heard
People
it
have
was
died
in
in the NFL.
AFL. But NFL, it's very common.
NFL,
Very
yeah.
common to hear about.
Jesus.
Because what it is, they're not dying from the CT. They'll kill themselves because of they'll develop depression, and then the depression, is just making them so upset,
So the
and then
condition
they can't take it.
Doesn't kill
Or
them.
it conditioned, or it kill. Yeah, in some cases, yeah, of course, but like it's usually not from that circumstance. Usually, you hear about this NFL players died, and then a couple of days later, you find out he has CTE, and then
So it's like
that makes sense.
suicide and then CTE.
Yeah, well, because CTE can't be diagnosed until after, after you die. Because you've got
until after you die.
you got to look into the brain.
Wow.
You got to cut open the brain and have a look. But it's like that, and then you're constantly tired. It's like I'm sleeping more than I'm staying awake the last week.
That's because you can't sleep on a concussion, right?
You can, but it's difficult to. But you're constantly tired because your brain's fucked, and your brain obviously controls everything. So, and then I'm trying to think what other some people, like, as I said, can't see properly. Like my eyes are very slow, and then obviously my one, because it was very neck oriented. They've rushed me to hospital. I thought I might have broke my neck or something because I was in neck braces and shit.
Really?
They got to worry about the neck and stuff like that. But it's obviously depends on each case, and everybody's going to have different symptoms. But the main ones, I've had constant headache and slow eyes, very slow eyes, and obviously.
What's the worst injury you've had?
I reckon my leg,
Your leg? Oh, yeah.
Your knee.
my knee,
Miss
leg,
you,
yeah, because it was so long. I heard it was originally going to be 2 to 3 months. It was 7.
I remember you used to go clubbing in that whole knee.
Oh yeah,
phase.
so
In the brace.
In the brace,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Good
I would-
conversation starter.
Oh, it was. I would go to uni and I would rock to the uni and be like, oh, you're selling it, Sam.
Most popular person at uni.
I was a fucking sick cunt in the uni days, lad. ND's finest. Come on now.
That's
But
jeez.
I think that's gonna be a
The
worst.
fate of an ND student.
Oh mate.
Move to UTS.
Oh, you have to. That's what we all do. No ND students stay there longer than a fucking a year or so. The ones that care. I had another mate. My mate Luke switched to UTS.
Oh, to UTS.
Yeah, a bunch of people fucking changing because it's just.
Was
So
he doing like gender study.
no, he. That's actually that everybody has to learn gender studies at UCID, because if you don't know the 25 genders, you can't.
Oh,
do it.
yeah.
Nah, he does. He does. I think he does engineering or something, or
Yeah,
arts
yeah.
or some shit. I don't know. No, but what about you guys? What's your worst injury?
I fell off a ladder as a kid, and
What'd
I
you-
couldn't walk for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I broke my ankle, but
Did you break your fuck?
the injury
fucked.
stayed for a while. Like even recently.
You might have had to have surgery or something.
When was it? It was like something recent happened a couple years ago,
Yeah.
where my foot was like, I did something to it, and
Like
turns
rolled your
out it
ankle or
was-
something.
Yeah, it turns out that it was the injury from when I was a kid that like kind of stayed there, which made it worse.
You probably should have got surgery when you were younger.
It's fine now, but I've never broken a bone other than my ankle. That's it.
No, you're lucky. Big
Yeah,
dog.
so like, I used to play basketball like when I was younger. Yes, sir. And
We used to play together.
You
That's
play now.
right.
You play. You play. a
bro,
lot
we
more
had
recently.
this angry Russian coach that'd be like,
I know, you've told me
you
about
are
it. You've told me about
stupid,
this.
Australian.
Stupid Australian.
Get the ball. Do this. Do this.
apparently like the national Ukrainian coach or something, and now he comes to coach kids at a manual.
I don't know.
we were
Even,
like 8. and
Yeah,
he
we
was
were
just
8 and
shouting
he
at
would
us.
just shout at us.
The first time I ever got a 3. So there's this Russian food called pirishki, which is like pastry wrapped in meat.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first time I got into 3, I was so excited. He's like, "Oh, what do you want, pirozhok?"
Anyway, it's like because of basketball, like, and me being very injury prone. Like I've never had a terrible injury,
same.
but like
But I'm good
I
at
have,
injuries.
you know, when the ball hits your finger and it goes back, and like
I did that to this
they're
one.
landing on my hands a lot. Like I've
Oh.
broken or sprained every one of my fingers.
Oh god.
Yeah. So for a while I had like a wire in one of my fingers and like
I've had that on my
Yeah.
toe. I had that on one of my toes. Yeah, it's bad. Stop shaking the chair, bro.
Sorry.
You're shaking the chair. It's so
like a
loud.
bouncy ball. Like,
It's
I'm just like, I
so-
can't sit still.
No, that's fine.
I've got like
You know, it's-
ADHD or some
that's
shit.
alright.
Like I can't sit still.
That's fine, mate.
Yeah.
Who's a fuck?
I mean, there was a time when I was 2 years old that I apparently broke my collarbone, but you know,
Oh.
2 years old I don't remember.
No.
Oh yeah,
So,
bro.
like-
Like it was yesterday.
Yeah, bro. It's 2
Oh,
days
with
ago.
the boys.
I was with the boys.
I
I
was
just
with the boys getting hammered at 2 years
preschool,
old.
bro.
We was up in
Hammered on the
former
milk.
quarry, and we were drinking so much.
How,
while
oh, drinking the milk, bro. Get that
Bro, there was
A2
like, I
protein.
swear there was vodka in there, and
Yeah,
we just
nah.
got fucked,
I
cuz.
sucked this woman's tits.
Mama had vodka in her tits, I swear, and I just got
milk
fucked.
with vodka, bro.
I'd hit-
They're bouncing.
The bouncing's so loud.
The
There's-
bouncing.
Yeah, on the seat,
I
man.
can't. Okay, I'll stop.
We can hear it.
We
so
can hear it
clearly.
so clearly.
I'll stop.
And,
I need
okay.
something to fidget with, just like.
Mate, you can fidget with your own dick, okay?
Just give me your hand.
Okay. Here you go, baby. No, talking about fucking, let's talk about your heritage. Your Russian
Heritage.
being,
Oh,
growing up in a
yes.
Russian household. Obviously, I've met your parents. Well, I've met your dad, and I've met your
You've
mum.
never. No one's ever.
I was
met
gonna
my
meet your dad, and then I haven't met your mum. But like knowing
None of my friends have ever met my dad.
your dad and knowing Kyle's dad, that was
They're
enough.
like the same.
That was enough to
Yeah.
see.
Bro.
But like, what was it like growing up in a Russian household?
Oh, buddy. Bro, the Russian
When
household.
we
it's
start,
like you can't.
Start
I mean,
from early beginnings,
I've got
but-
nothing
you
else
need therapy.
to reference on.
You're like
Legit.
growing up in a Russian wog household.
It's like I was smacked with
need
like
therapy.
with like a hand or a belt like
I was as
every
well.
day, bro.
That's a Jewish. My mum. I got smacked as well, like every day.
yeah, it's
It's
the
like-
belt. You know,
I got
take out the belt.
I got the thong. Do you ever get the thong?
Oh,
No, we never
everything.
got the thong.
spoon,
Oh, the thong fucking
belt,
hurts.
Everything.
There was like the option in my house.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's like,
option.
Yeah, no, my dad would say to me,
what do you want to get hit with today?
yeah, he would literally say 5 with the hand or 3 with the belt.
What
Like
the fuck?
legit.
My dad would never hit me with my mom. You've met my mother. my dad wouldn't. We wouldn't like. I remember this one time. Dad, we were home with dad, and we had to do something, chores or some shit. Dad wouldn't do anything, and then mum comes down, and me and my brother ran inside because we were scared of my mum that she was gonna hit us or something.
Really?
Oh yeah, she didn't even hit us, but like we were scared of her. But go on.
Yeah, so like there's in my opinion there's like 2 kinds of Russian.
Okay. What
There's
are they?
like the angry motherfucker Russian, or like the guy that's just like drinks a fuck ton and he's kind of like fat, lazy, balding.
You've got the Russians, and then you've got the Russian Jews. They're very
yeah,
different.
they're very different.
Shout out
kinds
to
of
the
They're
Jews,
very
by the way.
different. The Russian Jews, we all have the same culture. We eat the same food.
Yeah.
We all grew up with the same like
You all know each other.
type. We all know each other.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
was
also
fun.
you also have like the very like jolly kind of Russian that's like very happy, like also drinks a lot, but it's also like he just
You got your stereotypical
doesn't give
Russian.
a fuck about most shit. Just
Yeah.
And then you got like the auntie that's the gossiper.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like.
There's so much gossiping in the
It's
Russian
not the
community.
best.
Oh,
like-
mate,
it's
it's a
a
Jewish
very
thing as well.
toxic-
Jews are
Yeah.
the same.
It's very toxic. Like
Yeah.
can be like.
It's
I'm
like-
not saying every Russian family, but a lot of families can be toxic. All the gossiping. They always want to know what you're doing, what you're studying, who you're seeing.
Oh,
You know, it's very common. It's literally like, 'cause like my parents immigrated, and so they've got that mentality where like, to them, the only way you can get a job is by going through uni. Whereas this day, it's like constantly being changing. You have millionaires that didn't even go to college or uni, just straight up, just learnt everything. But for us, it's like, if you don't go to uni, you're not going to get a good job. You're not going to be successful.
my parents are the same. It's just I guess it's just like
And it's all about money. It's like they don't care. Like they don't know what mental health is. I mean, I'm not saying like for every family, but like more so like the older generation, not.
Well, think about it. They didn't know
like
what
my parents.
Nobody
Like you
talked
say,
about-
"Oh, I'm depressed." They're like,
When
"Why
did
are
you-
you depressed?
when
You
did your-
have house."
When did your parents leave Russia?
94. So 92. I think there was a
So-
civil war in. They were
20
from Moldova.
Yeah.
There was a civil war going on, and it
30
was quite
years ago.
dangerous. and
Almost
so they
30
moved
years
here. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, obviously back then, 30 years ago, like nobody knew what mental health was. Well, that obviously knew what it is, but like nobody would talk about that.
You
problems.
tell your Russian grandparents like,
It's like,
"Oh,
what
I'm
is this?"
depressed." Like, what?
I'd say that my family
Who's
was
depressed?
a bit more like
Who's he?
understanding.
How much money he's making? Is that the job name?
I'd say my family's a little bit different in that respect. It's like they have a bit more of an understanding to that kind of stuff. My mum is definitely very Australianized.
Yeah, your mum's very Australian.
Yeah.
Same as mum. Same as mine.
And a bit with my dad as well. I'd say now maybe towards like, you know, after my parents got divorced, say like after that period, my dad, I would say he turned around quite a lot.
Is he American? Your dad lives in America now.
He lives in America
So
now,
is
yeah.
he like? Is he like an American now?
No, he fucking hates them.
Yeah, well, who doesn't?
He wants to get the fuck out as soon as he can. And
The
like,
US.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like necessarily just about the health stuff as well.
Oh
Other
my
than
God.
other than that stuff, but he just dislikes their culture.
Too many Republicans.
Too many Republicans. It's like we've now got like shit with like our
Well, yeah,
families.
thank
as
God
well.
thank God he didn't have to vote.
Yeah, it's like our family, and we've got like our second cousins like in Arizona that we used to be very close with, or my dad
That's
at
weird
least.
because I have family in Arizona as well.
Shit.
Really?
Dude,
I've
yeah.
got family in Miami and New York.
I got family in
We've
New
all-
York,
everyone's got a
New York,
Russian family
New York,
in Miami, New
Arizona,
York.
and then
And
I think a couple in LA.
yeah, either way, so like we used to be super close with them. Well, my dad was super close with them. They'd write letters and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very avid Trump supporters and anti-vaxxers as well.
Oh, God.
And
Most Russians in
my-
New York are like conspiracy
my-
theorists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My dad speaks that like really dislikes all of that stuff. Like he like really dislikes Trump. Really, like he thinks that a lot of people like really aren't using their brain a lot of the time, especially with the vaccine stuff.
They're Americans, so it's
And
hearted.
now
Every
my-
American is dumb.
My
Family
family,
like divided, like the
Yeah.
whole vaccine.
it's like my cousins
Yeah.
don't speak to them anymore. Like,
Wow.
They don't talk to him anymore
Shit.
at all.
It's funny. It's very common in Russian families where like you have
Yeah,
one
how they feel
family
about
member-
vaccine? How they
Yeah,
feel about like? Sorry,
You've got like one family member that like hasn't spoken to another family member in like 5-10 years over some like petty argument. It's
Yeah.
like, very common.
Mhm. What
Or
about-
you'll have like beef just over like dumb shit, and you like they won't talk to them for
Yeah,
like
it's-
5 years.
What are the Russian community like? How they feel about like vaccinations and like?
Oh, my parents are definitely like pro-vax.
Yeah.
And my dad was telling me he knows people in New York that they all come up with these crazy conspiracies
Oh my
about
God.
5G and Bill Gates, and they go down to Miami for their holiday and.
I don't get it. Like,
converse with
I
other
just don't get how people can
Russians.
not even like anybody who believes in conspiracy theories. Like, I'm about to get my third jab. Just booked my third jab, and I'm sweet. What I was sick for the next day, and I assume you boys might have been sick for the next day. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, like,
I wasn't even sick after my.
some people aren't. Yeah, my brother. I'm the only one out of the four people in my family that felt something the next day. That's
Yeah.
even like big, like, mom's whole side. I don't think anybody felt shit apart from me.
I moved out the day after I got my second jab, and I was shit.
Yeah, when you moved
hated it.
moved upstairs.
Oh, I couldn't even lift the boxes.
That was bad. It's bad. No, what about?
Even if the conspiracy theories, like, some of them are probably true. Like, we just will never know. We'll never know how COVID actually originated.
Oh no, they're real. I've seen.
What happened in China?
It
what
started. I'm
the
telling
economy? Like, if they're true, like, just live your life.
you.
Like,
It's
just
some
who
of it's
cares?
facts. Like, it's actually made. It was.
Yeah.
It was not from.
Like the whole Rothschild.
It was
like,
made in a. It was
controlling
made
the
in a.
media.
It was made in a lab, and then someone accidentally got it.
Well,
It's
you
act-
don't know that.
Oh, I've seen documentary that like this documentary that was
But then
heavily funded.
There's like documentaries that show other possibilities.
Yeah, maybe.
There's documentaries
That's what I
about
believe.
fucking everything.
About everything.
No, but this one had like.
aliens making the
Yeah,
pyramids. Like,
but
Yeah.
this one had like fucking people that were like working at the facility. People, this was like a
They
very
all
very
have
credible.
that.
But this was, trust me, this was like credible. It was, they had Donald Trump was on it. They had they had
Donald
everybody.
Trump was on
Donald
it.
Trump.
It's
No.
incredible.
He's the one that started the whole
I
China.
know that. There's a big rumor. No, there's a big rumor that someone in the American government was, because they were funding the
lab
Wuhan
in
lab,
Wuhan, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
they
I've heard about
pulled out or something. They pulled out and they went back into it, And doctor, the old guy, Fauci, he always talks about, they reckon he might be involved somehow. I don't think that's true.
They
but
probably do know.
But they had all these like health, these like top guys who were saying, this matches 96% to this other one that they found.
Just
Made in a
think
lab.
about like we will never know.
No, realistically, this is just
know.
something I watched exactly. But like
Even you have things coming out from the Cold War that only came out recently. Like
Mate, it's
past
with
10,
everything.
20 years. We will never know. Maybe when we're like in our 60s, we'll find out what actually happened.
realistically, who gives a fuck?
After we go to war with China.
Yeah, I mean, look,
who
that's
gives
the
a
thing.
fuck?
It's
What-
like,
who
thing
gives
is,
a fuck?
It is what it is now. It's like there's
Exactly.
not much
Live
you
your
can
life,
do about it.
yeah.
As long as
It's
we don't
like-
go into another lockdown, that's all.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
I'm going to the protest if there's another lockdown.
If there's another lockdown, I'm
Really?
going.
protest.
I had a couple of mates that went to Darwin. I'm leaving the state if there's another lockdown.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
I'm out.
I'm
See
leaving
you
the
later.
state. We're going to Israel.
Going to the motherland.
I don't know if I mean, look, I wouldn't go to
I wouldn't
protest.
protest.
It's like,
I wouldn't
wouldn't
protest
get
either.
COVID. Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I hate lockdown. I hated it. It was sucked. But like,
I'd be pretty angry.
I'm not pro lockdown. I'm not fuck lockdown. I'm just like, I get it. We had to do it, and it helped. It did help. Look how
Well, we're all vaccinated.
it helped until recently.
Why would we
Yeah.
need to go to another lockdown? What's the reason?
Well, they don't need it because one person's dying a day. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm obviously sorry about
Even
whoever.
if more people
It's
were
sad.
dying, what could they do? We're all vaccinated.
praying to those and
What
praying
are
to
we
all
going
those.
to do? Wait
yeah.
till it gets to
Yeah,
zero?
oh, exactly.
Which will take months.
Praying to those families who lost those people who've died. But at the end of the day, if one person's dying from something that we're getting, how many cases were there today? Probably close to 3,000. I didn't look.
Like more people die from like suicide or whatever.
Mate, more
I don't
people
know
die
the
from
stats,
everything. More
Yeah.
people die from a common cold
Yeah.
than COVID. In Australia, it's probably different in other countries, but in Australia, more people have died from the common cold. And now it's bad. Like I researched this. We're getting more cases per 1,000 than California's getting. And
damn.
Like it's bad because they can't control
they
it.
can't control it. But like, you can only do
It's
so
like,
much.
There's only so much that
If
you
there
know,
was a
that we
vaccine
can do.
that
It's
came
like
out, then yeah. it would
putting
be
us into
controlled.
lockdown again. It's like they could do that, but is it just going to go back to the way it is? It's been continuous cycle for so long now.
There
yeah.
will always be a variant.
Yeah.
There'll always be a
I
variant.
bet you after this one, next year, there's going to be some other one.
So what will happen? They'll do it like the flu shot. So with the vaccine. So I reckon give it a couple of years from now, there'll probably be another variant that will fuck us up or something realistically. And then I hope not, but like realistically,
We'll be
probably
getting boosters for like.
But
the
we'll
next
be
10
getting
years.
boosters for I reckon longer than that. But the booster, it will just be like the flu shot.
It will be the
As
same.
in you can get but they'll make you get it. They'll be like,
But like, think about.
oh no, you don't have to get it. Some people still aren't vaxxed. It'll be like
Think about it. We've had 2 years already of COVID. That's 2 years of like research as well.
Bro,
So
it's
like
2 years of-
next year they'll probably come out a vaccine that's better than any of the shit we have now.
Bro, I feel like it's like 2 years of wasted life.
It is. Well,
Yes.
think about this.
Serious.
Think about this.
Yeah.
We were 18 and 19 respectively. And then it feels like I can still remember stuff that when I was 18, I'm like,
I was
shit.
19, yeah.
Yeah, 18. You just
Now I'm like 21 soon.
Yeah. So I was just about to turn 19. Yeah, you just turned 19.
And what about the people that went to school? Like even your
My
brother.
my poor brother.
Year 11 and 12 through the lockdown.
Oh, we're gonna talk about next. He's on the next one. We're gonna talk about that a lot next week about like, because it's sad. Like the poor.
Or the people that couldn't graduate from uni properly, like online graduation, that spent 4 years.
Exactly. Oh, it's sad. Like example, like even us uni kids who we both started uni last year, and we haven't been able to.
Did I
Like
start last year?
2020, you saw last year.
True, yeah.
We both started uni last year, and we have barely been
So
in person.
you guys have never like
I've been in
experienced
person-
what uni was like before lockdown.
No.
It's like there's
'Cause it was-
zero of the life of that that you expect from it.
Yeah.
I had a month. You had a bit less, I think, because you got UTS just started March or something.
I mean, yeah, we started March. Yeah, March.
It's back to
was
February
March.
now. It's back to February now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had a month, and then we had all the restrictions when we went back at the start of this year.
Yeah.
So you really couldn't do anything. But Notre Dame, I'm not saying we would have done anything big, and I'm starting fresh at UTS, and I assume it'll be a lot different. I've heard about stuff that's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Working in the UTS bar.
It was a
Shout
lot
out.
better. I was there since 2019. Like it was
So you at least got a year.
a year of like half a year at UNSW, half
Yeah.
a year at UTS.
Honestly,
that was like
You had
your biggest worry back then was just like just studying. Like you wouldn't even think about it. You'd go out every weekend, every day. You'd go to the pub. It just felt normal. You'd take advantage of it.
That's
Like I didn't even go out much in my first year. I was like, oh, I've got plenty of time. I've got my second, third, and fourth year to go out, and the next thing
Like-
you know,
Honestly,
don't see anyone for the next 2 years.
If we remain to be on lockdown, like, through to next year, like, I'm deferring.
We're
like,
probably not.
I don't think we will go on another lockdown
No.
because of, like, as I said, no one, they've
But they have the power to
But
do
look,
that.
they have the, obviously, but I can't pronounce it, was it peritit? I call him perititi. Perititi.
Gladys butter chicken.
Butter chicken. So Perititi seems like a fucking decent bloke because if Gladys was in power, I hate to say this, we'd be in lockdown right now. I reckon.
I mean, probably.
I reckon.
She resigned like because there was like a
There's too-
corruption inquiry.
Oh yeah,
and
because
stuff.
of what? Yeah, from a boyfriend or some shit.
All the friendly Geordie stuff as well.
the friendly
Mr. Barilaro.
Braz.
Whereas,
No, but like,
Murdoch.
yeah.
Daddy Murdoch.
Daddy Merc,
Papa Murdoch.
Papa Murd, of course, lad. No, but like, well, anyways, moving on from COVID. Unless you want to say anything else about it.
Nothing to say. It's
No,
like,
really.
just.
I like there's so much anger like with everyone. Like
There
the
is.
whole world is divided. You've got
There
your
is.
anti-vaxxer, your vaxxer. You've got your like. I think even though things are opening up now, I'd say I'm still angry, but like I haven't forgiven the government. Like I'll never forget what they did.
We've lost. Think about
I will never forget what they put us through.
Poor
for
Melbourne.
4 or 5 months.
You know how many Melbourne was? We've only been in lockdown. Let's say, what 8 months?
Yeah.
8 months. Let's say Melbourne's been in lockdown
for over a year.
14.
Most lockdown
14
country in the world.
months.
That's
Or most
ridiculous.
lockdown city.
So when I was in
the world.
Melbourne, I was talking to all these boys. I was like, "How did you guys survive in lockdown?" They're like, "We didn't. It was just
Smoke
like
weed.
it was a way of life."
Legit.
Just sesh all day.
Oh,
It's
mate,
like,
some of them-
everyone I know from Melbourne is just like a sesh gremlin. Like,
No, they would
Yeah.
have to.
And
Even
what
they
about
like,
everyone that wanted to have a wedding
mate, these poor
Yeah.
kids.
during Melbourne.
These poor kids, like all these boys that were basketball players and all were athletes,
Yeah.
like trying to just want to go out the house. They couldn't even go shoot a hoop, and like something so little, like basketball means nothing to my. It really is just a little thing in my life. I love it, and I'm assuming it's the same for these kids. But they couldn't even go out the front and go.
That was like this lockdown. Like we'd
Ours
play
was tough.
basketball and I'd be worried.
Oh, well, I was
More
worried.
than-
When we
more than-
played, I
more
was
than
worried.
2 people at a half court, and I'd be looking around for cops. Was like, oh, we can easily get like a
Oh.
$2,000 fine for
Oh,
this.
exactly. And say we were out the rule by like 100 meters or
Just
something.
going for a walk without a mask, or just like
We were
going in a
scared.
group with more than 2 people. It's like, what is this
Bro,
bullshit?
it's well because of it. It was
People in
strict.
prison have more freedom than us.
Mate,
at
you
this
heard
point.
we heard about all the people in Western Sydney of how there was cops like pulling up all the time,
Yeah,
and I was like,
helicopters.
thank you the East we didn't have that. Well, there probably was places, but we didn't. Whenever I saw you, we never saw all that, and when I was with you, we.
Better off being in prison, to be honest.
Oh mate, COVID was bad in prisons as well. Do you really hear it? There was a big outbreak at the
in prison? How did
Yeah.
you even get to prison? Like,
Some
from the
security guard,
guards?
yeah,
Oh,
had
okay.
it, and then it spread to all the prisoners. Like they did like a mini lockdown
Good.
inside the prison. I know.
A mini lockdown.
Yeah, there was like a lockdown in prison. They like had to.
So you can't go outside for
Yeah, they
1
couldn't-
hour a day, 1 minute a day.
No, it was like they wouldn't let them out of their cages. They're like a lot of people in confinement. Cells. There was like so many of them in confinement. I heard this story.
Like solitary confinement.
Yeah.
Oh.
And because of COVID, the people that had COVID was fucked.
Wow.
imagine living by yourself.
Oh,
No Tinder.
I'm
It's
trying
like
to think who
that literally would be solitary confinement.
I'm
and
trying to
that's
think who-
so bad for you.
I'm trying to think if I know anybody who lives. I have a couple of friends that live. I got a friend that lives with a couple, but I think she was by herself the majority of the time.
But what about families that like live together? Like I don't know about you.
I
but I had so many clashes with my family.
I did.
You're like most of the week you're there with them. Like I was working. We have one table. I'm working with my sister who's studying. My mum's working. I'm working. All 3 of us are in one small table, all day for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Man,
tough.
like shit. Yeah.
4 months. It was more than
4 months,
What was
yeah.
it? June 24 or 25.
Imagine living with like a mate or something, or your misso, and just like
mate.
arguing half the time.
Oh mate.
It's like literally what gets you through, what got like us through lockdown was like Discord.
Oh, I
like
never
playing.
hopped on.
Yeah, you never
No,
hopped
we
on,
played.
but
We
like
played a couple of times.
I played basketball a lot.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
lockdown.
Mine was
I
basketball.
played footy, basketball, tennis.
Basketball, and what we played all these stupid drawing games.
oh yeah, no, those were fun though.
No, they were fun. I'm saying
Gartic.
they're stupid games.
Cardic.
No, but moving on.
That was
So,
funny.
let's talk about the positives.
Obama.
Let's think about. Oh my god. Let's talk about the thing. So, what do you think? So, obviously, being like tech and all your AI stuff, and
Yeah.
what do you think the world's gonna look like in the next 5 to 10 years? What do you think like big tech stuff that's gonna happen? Like, do you think there'll actually be flying cars? Do you think there'll be robots?
I can't really answer for big tech. I can just.
What do you think?
I
Like
can
when-
tell you more. There'll be a lot more research into AI. and machine learning, because we literally, my job, we're at the forefront of AI.
Oh, it's awesome. You told me about it.
AI will solve so many of the world's issues, especially when it comes to climate change and everything. But it can also be misused a lot, which is like, it's crazy. The way AI works, it's just amazing. It's at the end of the day, it's all math.
Have you seen the movie Free Guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So in this
shit movie.
No, but like I'm talking about the AI version. So
The AI you
There's
see in movies is very different to what it actually is.
So what it was this AI, and it was this computer game, and with the AI, what they did was they made it so it could develop. So like the character, Ryan Reynolds' character in the movie, it was just meant to be, he's an NPC, what is it?
Yeah.
NPC. But what he does, he develops all these feelings and stuff through this AI algorithm that they've done. Do you think that's possible? They could create a character and it could develop with
Google's
the AI?
done something similar. A lot of people have tried that, where an AI that is like self-aware.
Yes, it was very self-aware.
But at the end of the day, no matter how advanced your AI, this is my just opinion, I could be very wrong in 20 years' time, but
Yeah.
I don't think AIs have the capability to understand human emotions.
Okay.
Like, we've got something close. I mean, there's definitely like robots that do exist, but essentially it's all just algorithms.
Yeah,
You
because
can't-
like we
you
don't
can't
exist in
replicate
exist in
emotions.
our ones and zeros.
We
don't.
don't.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
can't
and
replicate
they
it.
can
Can't
only,
recommend human emotion. You probably
Sorry?
could you replicate human emotion
No.
to any extent?
It's like
You can. What you could do is that you can define like what is sadness, not the emotion, but like you can define like associate experiences with sadness.
Yeah, and just like
let's
push
say,
put it into
your
it.
family
then-
pet died or something happened to you,
and then you
all
could-
these emotions.
You
and-
could imagine you had, say, like this robot mannequin, and something was to trigger an emotion in it. It's like you could probably display that physically through this robot mannequin. You could say if it's happy, it's like it starts smiling and it starts doing this because it sees something that makes it happy, or it does something that makes what a human would say is happy.
But you have to define what would make it happen.
But yeah, you would have to define it for it.
Yeah.
Like,
You would have to tell it like, this is like, imagine giving it like, here is like 1 million situations that make you happy. Here's 1 million situations that make you upset. Just learn all of those and just, there you go. That's like the basis of AI. You give it data, it learns through that.
What about
Let's say the best example I have, let's say you want an AI to know what does a dog look like, image recognition.
Yeah.
The way you would do that, you would give it like thousands of images of what a dog looks like.
Yep.
Any different variation, and it would learn that. And so next time it sees an image, it can say, yep, that there is a dog. That's like, especially, that's what like facial recognition is very popular like that. Or even in like China, where it's like used heavily to recognize you from a mile away.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
What about do you think AI could outsmart humans?
Nah. Or
ever.
in terms of like not human, not emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
But definitely in terms of like solving the
like-
world's problems.
it's like, well, think about it.
Will
this
we
way.
why?
It's
Will
like,
we, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's like you've got, look, humans are capable of solving very complex problems. It's like we've done that before. But that being said, a robot can do that, can probably do that almost instantaneously, or to the same degree that humans can, and can process that way faster.
Yeah.
It's like some incredibly difficult problem might take humans like years to solve.
And not even humans, just computers in general.
No, but like a computer, because of how much computational power, like say this specific computer has, it could solve that in, minutes.
Oh, well, what AI does, what we're good at putting patterns together, we work off patterns. But with AI, they can see patterns that humans can't see.
Yeah.
So if you just give it a lot of like, even with climate change, you can give it all this data about what happens, when it happens. From a human perspective, you can only make so many patterns, but in AI, could see patterns that we can't see, and that's how they will solve the problems.
It's interesting. It is.
It's interesting stuff.
No, it is.
It's like every
movies
year
don't
there's
do
something
the movies
new.
don't do it justice.
Every year there's something
No.
new. There's like, you have these cashed up tech companies that are funding millions of dollars into AI development, and they're doing it for a good reason.
No, it's sick. Like I reckon it's what I love to see. Like some shoe, you could talk to your shoe and be like, tie up.
So
Imagine. You could talk to your shoe or something and just be like, tie up, and it ties itself. Like how that cool. Something like that would
Yeah.
be sick. Something simple like
They've already got those.
no, but like say to it.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
That's just like a voice, yeah.
Yeah, but like something like that, and it's probably
You know,
possible.
like when you know,
It's
like
very
Siri,
possible.
you know, like Siri, Alexa, and all of them.
Yeah,
It's all AI. too.
Yeah, exactly.
But
No,
it's
they-
like a different. It's like voice recognition AI. It's not
cool.
like computational. It's slightly different, but yeah.
So, Bogo, you're into your NFTs and your cryptocurrency. So you want to
Yes, sir.
tell us your story about that?
So crypto. I won't really talk about too much about crypto. I'll more so explain like what my strategy is, my investment strategy. But essentially, you've got your coins that have like decent fundamentals that you're going to keep for the long term. Your Bitcoin, your Ethereum. But if you actually want to make like, there are a couple of ways you can go through. You can do it, you know, the very conservative trading approach where you do a lot of technical analysis on the graphs and you manage risk. That's more of like what you do in the stock market. But my investment strategy is very minimal thinking. It's literally identify what are the trends in crypto, find some coins that reflect those trends, and just like make sure people are talking about it on Reddit and TikTok, and just buy those coins and then sell it when it's at the peak. Essentially, why some of the trends that I've seen, especially so this is before the metaverse. It was.
Can you explain the metaverse? Because I still, you've told me about 35 times and I still
the
don't get it.
metaverse. Oh, I don't know how to articulate it properly. It's like virtual land. You know, like Ready Player One.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Goat
shit,
movie.
It's basically like
Goat
that.
movie.
So before that, the trend was blockchain gaming, where you could buy NFTs, right? And NFTs is like, it stands for non-fungible tokens. It's basically like
Pictures.
imagine like playing CS:GO and having skins, or even like Fortnite skins, having a digital collectible that stores value.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
That's how I explained it before to some people. It's like you can
It's like same
this
as buying
shit
like
isn't
CS:GO
new.
weapons and shit.
It's like this stuff isn't new. It's like there is
What's new about it is that it's stored on the blockchain.
And
Yeah,
that's,
That's the big thing.
difference.
So with like
but it's one of one. Like
The
it's
main-
exclusive.
it is, yeah. So you know it's always yours. There's no way of
Unless
because of the power of the blockchain and how it works. I don't want to get into detail, but
What is the
it's-
blockchain again? You've told me, but
it's like you can see every single transaction that has been made on the blockchain
by anybody.
by anyone, yeah. Because you
Okay.
have miners that are validating that transaction. It's I think it's the ledger. I think that's what people call it. But like, let's say you have like a physical piece of art, right? How do you know that that's original? How do you know that that came from the original artist? Right? NFTs kind of solve that problem. Not when it comes to, I guess, like old artworks, but let's say you have a collection, and the argument that people use is, what if you just take a screenshot of the NFT and sell it? That won't work because you can see the original wallet address, and you can see that the original wallet address of that NFT isn't from the collection, it's from you. So therefore they'll know it's fake, it's bullshit. So that's kind of the good thing about NFTs, and also it brings a lot of incentives for artists and creators that create that project.
Oh,
So obviously
awesome.
you've got your blue chip NFTs, you've got your Bored Ape, York Club, your CryptoPunks. CryptoPunks, the reason why that was so popular is because it was kind of one of the first NFT collections that came out 4 years ago. It's been around for a while.
4 years.
4 years, yeah. NFT,
Fuck,
it's
man.
been around since Ethereum because it's all based on Ethereum. It's all stored on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah.
So instead of buying Ethereum, you're buying an NFT that's stored at a wallet address within the blockchain.
Yep.
Right. But then you got your Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is one that probably most people have heard about. But the reason why that's
The
good is
ape,
because
the ape one.
it's got utility. So when you own a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, you get tickets to go to an exclusive party in New York City.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's why a lot of like
Oh,
famous people,
I wanna get one.
influencers, you got 300
got-
grand.
Are they that much?
Bro, they're a lot.
You show me some of yours.
That's what like defines the value of them.
You got a few
essentially.
Ethereum coins in the wallet.
Oh, I might have to get
A
some.
bit
eh?
of Ethereum, yeah.
I need to
yeah.
invest. I'm waiting for the next big thing. Like I'm just gonna
Oh,
go.
it's
early.
always there. So I'll get
It's
to
gonna be
that in a sec.
something.
I can kind of predict what's going to be the next big thing, but essentially, like, it's very hard to choose a good NFT collection because 95% of them are absolute dog shit and going to fail. Like, you got to find a collection that one has a lot of hype to it and one that also has utility. Like, I've got this part of this NFT collection. It's like I've lost money on it.
The
It's
one you
bullshit.
showed me. What's the one you showed me called?
They're called the Unstable Horses.
The
Yeah,
horses,
it's kind of
horses.
shit. I bought it because it was cheap, and they were like, "Oh, if you own it, we'll give you passive income." Look, I don't want to get into it.
That's fine. Yeah,
It's a bit of a soft spot now, but like that's the
So-
thing. That's the best example. Like I bought into a project, not a good community, not much really use to the NFT other than just holding it. People like the way you make money is like if you have a community that's so dedicated on holding it,
Yeah.
that's what creates that loyalty.
Yep.
But then if you have people that are just trying to make a quick profit, then that kind of what ruins the price. But the trend these days is more metaverse. And one in particular is virtual land. There is a website called The Sandbox where essentially you can buy a plot of land as an NFT.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that stuff getting sold for so much.
A lot of money, and you can build shit. You can use like
This is like
3D game engine.
It's
to
like
build
Minecraft or some shit.
not like blocks, but like imagine like you got your land and you can build whatever you want using Blender or 3D or Maya or anything. And you've got these massive companies buying like millions of dollars of virtual land. You've got Binance Binance, the crypto, one of the
you've
the most well-known crypto exchanges, has got such a huge pot of land in the metaverse.
So like CoinSpot or someone have something like that?
And you've got like virtual real estate. You've got like you've got like projects where in any city you can buy like you can buy a virtual harbor bridge,
like,
virtual opera house.
It's like buy your real house with your fake house.
Buy your real house. Yeah.
Do you reckon that Ready Player One will come real?
Oh, it's pretty close.
As in, like, you'll have these. I love the real world too much, but like, there'll be people who will.
It's dangerously accurate.
Who will go on this virtual? I'm not saying there'll be virtuality like how it is, but say there is. They'll go on. They'll put the goggles on and just sit there for 20 hours a day.
Oh, they could.
Maybe. Oh, goggles. Yeah, like VR. Like
but like
that
we've already got mates that do that in VR.
Yeah, we got VR.
Exactly. No, but like, say there's the crypto. What was it, metaverse goes onto the VR.
And whatever Facebook is developing, they're chucking in billions of dollars into that. They're trying to create a whole ecosystem that's gonna survive for years and years. That's just gonna keep expanding.
Well, do you think they
virtual games where you can imagine making money from like in the metaverse instead of working like what I've seen people do is they have virtual offices. So you kind of work in a virtual office.
My God.
That's how you interact with other people. Imagine
crazy.
Like you're all working remotely because of COVID,
Do you think the big the crypto meta, or especially the metaverse and NFT, do you think that's got more hype because of COVID?
It's huge. I reckon
because
everyone will own an NFT one day. I think like right now it's all based off hype. Like people aren't actually seeing it.
I don't get it. You've explained it to me and I still don't get it.
Using like the metaverse as an example, that's a great utility of an NFT. And people have got predictions where let's say you buy a concert to a ticket, that's going to be stored as an NFT.
Yeah, I've seen.
Or even you buy like.
I've got a good example.
Tickets is probably the best example I can think of. But even like a contract, imagine a contract. You buy a car, you get a contract. That could be stored as an NFT. So therefore, there's no way of you forging that.
That's not a bad idea. Like shit like that, it's smart for.
Any like fraud to it.
Stuff like that, they probably should do. I just
And if you want to start a business based on that, like the options are endless. You've got so many tech startups that are working in the NFTs, Web3, crypto space. It's insane.
Big money in it.
Yeah, like imagine working at a company. You're all working from home and you're put on your headsets and you're in the metaverse and you're all like seeing each other and stuff, or even like hanging out with the boys in virtual real estate, build a house,
go to a
developer,
go to a fucking club.
This is where my family's gonna live.
I think people have gotten married in the metaverse too.
Be serious?
Yeah, it's pretty it's ridiculous to the point like we're gonna lose all sort like human connection, physical connection.
If that's the way that the world is turning, then I guess
just capitalize on it. Honestly,
it's just so
buy land, sell land.
We used to make fun of movies and shit that
but
would like
land
do
is
stuff
expensive.
like this.
It's like 20 grand for a very small piece of land in the metaverse. It's
crazy money.
You like wait another few years, it's gonna be
gonna cost more than a Sydney apartment.
One piece of land is gonna like 6-bedroom place in Vaucluse.
Fucking ridiculous. It actually is. Anyway,
no, but that's that. It's a very exciting area.
There it is. If you want to
know, capitalize on it.
If you want to know any more about this,
the one advice is don't put in anything that you're willing to lose, or put in anything that you're willing to lose.
Mate, that's just like betting. That's just like
it's basically.
Would you call it a gamble?
It
is a gamble.
It's calculated gambling. It's better than gambling.
I mean, okay. I don't know necessarily like.
Let's talk about like crypto coin. Let's say you got a shit coin like Doge.
How much luck is really
gambling?
How much luck is really in it? Like, would you say is it all luck?
What do you mean by luck?
Say I hear about just give me a coin. Name something.
If you
name
make
a coin.
Calculator. All right, let's say metaverse. You've got coins that reflect companies that work in the metaverse, right? Yeah. That's a calculated risk because you're like, okay, it's basically like let's say in the tech industry in stocks, you've got a company like a startup that is trying to fix a problem in the tech industry.
Yeah.
Or the tech sector, then you would buy that company and they might go well, they might go to shit. It's the exact same thing.
Uh-huh.
But it's considered gambling when you buy, a coin called like cum stock or Santa coin or, all of that bullshit. That's you're better like going to the pokies because they'll actually pay you for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. No, it is. No, it really is. And
most people don't understand.
I'm still trying to learn, and I still don't
imagine
get it.
our parents' generation trying to understand. I tried explaining virtual land to my dad. He's what's this bullshit?
My mum and dad would have no idea.
Who would buy this?
I'm still like that.
My mum can't even open her emails. Like she's,
what does the right button do?
bro, she asks me for everything, man. Like,
imagine telling your mum, you set up a MetaMask account, link it to Binance, and buy some virtual
she'll
land.
be like,
Что?
But there's people. It's like crazy. Like do you think? Okay, say we have kids. Do you think?
Imagine when our parents' age. What's going to be the next?
Say our kids.
that's why I'm scared about the future.
Say
man.
our kids.
Like robots, like walking around.
Oh, no. That's my nightmare. Say that our kids. Will they
telepathy? What Elon Musk is doing.
Oh, mate. Say our kids. Will they? Do you think their life will all be off this crypto, metaverse stuff?
They'll probably grow up in it.
They'll grow up in it.
So obviously even so, like
this is still the early days of
even so for us, like example, like phones, for example.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, when I was, let's say, 5, you're seeing 5-6-year-olds with these
iPhone 13s.
iPhone 13s. When I was 5-6-year-old, I didn't have a touchscreen phone.
It's like, bro,
I didn't get a touchscreen phone until I was what?
It was always
10?
the Nokia.
No, I had a flip one.
Yeah, so I was doing so I work also as a music producer right now, doing like a commission for an album, and we have kids that are on that album.
Quick thing, I've seen musicians sell albums as NFTs.
Yeah, I know. What's his face did
imagine you when you're famous selling in like a record as an NFT that gives you exclusive rights.
I just forgot the dude's name. I tried to get one because he was selling for $1, and I heard how they're gonna sell for crazy amounts. I just forgot the dude's name.
Yeah, either way, it's like I was in like the the studio booths with like age 9-10-year-olds. We've all got like iPhone 10s and shit. Like
crazy, bro.
And I'm like, bro,
iPhone 10s.
Yeah.
That's
bro. And I'm like,
can they hand
I didn't have my first phone until I was 14, and it was like the shittest piece of, like, it was a Tic Tac. That's what my mate called it. He called it the Tic Tac phone because it was like a 3-inch screen, and it was like my dad paid maybe like $60 for it, and I was so upset.
Thailand phone.
Legit.
When did the first iPhone come out?
2007.
So 7. Exactly. So me and Bogo, we had 6 years. We lived 6 years before even.
I remember how excited I was to have a keyboard with a phone.
Exactly.
You flip it out, you get a keyboard like, wow.
Yeah,
I can press the back button.
I did iPhone 3. I
like
think.
Blackberries. What the fuck is that shit?
I know, but like even so, my dad, for example, like at work, up until let's say maybe I was 11, he would still his work phone was not an iPhone; it was a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Old mate still used the analog.
Exactly. Like we didn't have smartphones back then, and now look at us. Okay, well, now we've grown up. We've grown up on smartphones.
Yeah.
Pretty much, but like still, you're gonna say like these kids will grow
up.
What
are our kids gonna grow up with?
What are they gonna be? What's the next thing? Is it gonna be?
I genuinely.
Is it gonna be a watch?
It's gonna be some fucking Black Mirror shit, man.
I genuinely think it's gonna be like brain implants.
I think this is what I've always thought. I think it's gonna be a chip in the wrist.
A chip in the wrist.
Yeah, something like that. It'll be like a chip in the wrist. You get like a needle or something, a chip in the wrist, and that's your phone.
What about like Cyberpunk? That's a pretty. I mean, it's
could be.
You've got like body like artificial modifications. Your brain.
If you think about it, it really could be because like I assumed 30-40 years ago, they wouldn't expect
GTX 2080 in your brain.
40 years ago, they wouldn't know what this was. Yeah. They weren't expecting this.
Bro,
and it's expanding rapidly.
You give that to like someone from 30-40 years ago, they're gonna think you're a witch.
My grandparents, they just recently got on iPhones, and they still you've seen an old person with a phone.
Yeah.
Bro, when we first got my grandma's smartphone, it's like she would put her pinky out.
Yeah, I know.
And she would swipe above the screen.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad would say, no, just tap the screen and swipe. And she would hover it above, and I'd be like, how do you not understand this? And then you realize, like, the generational gap is just that big that they can't comprehend it. They're literally scared of it.
When she was our age,
It's like-
when
My
our
grandma calls me
grandparents-
to come over.
yeah.
Because something happened to her phone and it's literally like a notification and she doesn't know how to close it.
Yeah.
I was like, Babushka, imagine, press this button.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
She's like, how do I call someone? He's like, you got to click on this
Yeah.
telephone button and you press the button and it calls you.
Yeah, well, when our grandparents were growing up, they had the big, heavy-duty phones when they would have carried it in a suitcase.
When the grandparents were growing up?
Grandparents.
Bro, I don't even think they
They probably didn't have that.
No, they didn't even have a phone.
Was that even?
It was a radio, man.
But that was the first phone.
Yeah,
and now you think about,
They
we
have
have.
army communicators.
Exactly.
What about the computers? The first
Exactly.
computer.
Oh, now you think about this, the world we live in. We have this thing here. This can call anybody we want. This can find anybody we want.
Yeah.
You can buy anything you want, sell anything you want, just off this one thing.
Well, what was that statistic about that we sent people to the moon with the processing power of some old phone?
I'm not sure.
It was we sent people to the moon with such minimal processing power, and now we've got a computer on our fingertips.
Bro, it's more No, now with the watches, people have the Apple Watches can do as much as these phones do. So on a little small screen on your wrist, you can do the same thing.
Imagine an implant in your.
That's what I'm saying.
In your brain, that's a supercomputer.
I'm saying it's going to be something like that. Or
That's probably a little
there's
too
even those
much.
glasses.
Yeah.
Some of the
Oh, you
companies.
never know.
Do you know about the companies that developing the glasses?
I remember the Google glasses were
There's
a
a-
thing a
exactly.
while ago where you put it on and you
And I
can,
think-
Oh, that was so dumb.
It was bad.
Everyone hated it.
Yeah, it wasn't made right, but there will be eventually someone will make those better.
Yeah.
or contact lenses.
Exactly. It'll be something like that, or an implant or something. But it's just it's crazy to think about what our kids are going to grow up with. But anyways, let's move on to music. You musical genius. Let's talk about that. So
Shenny
how did
B
you
in the house?
how did you get into music?
How
Firstly,
did I get into music? So I started playing music when I was 5. It's the standard traditional Russian thing of you have to play an instrument when you're young. It's they force you to do it.
the Guitar Boys radio.
Sorry?
The Guitar
Actually,
Boys.
I was
it.
a violin.
I thought you did
I
guitar.
chose guitar.
It's
Yeah.
I started out on violin, and then when I was 9 or something, I started playing
You're
piano
violin?
as well.
I did violin. I was dog shit at
I did it
that.
at school.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
do it at school as well.
And I also played a horn instrument, and then I quit it all when I was 14 because it's I wasn't doing any of it for myself. It's I have all of these outside influences telling me, okay, no, you have to do this, and I'm going to tell you what to do, and I'm going to say you must play these pieces so that you go up in grades. So AMEB, Australian Music Examination Board, they say there are 8 grades that you go up through, and I'm sure there's past that as well. And they want you to do that to train you to be a more so classical musician.
Sure.
And I didn't want to do that. I didn't really care for that. And so I quit. I stopped showing up to my lessons. I didn't do that. And then in year 10, at the end of year 10, it's he started playing guitar, Bogo. And for 3 months, he'd done it before me. And I was I saw him and I was bro, you'll show me some shit.
And now Shenny's outskilled me a very long
He's a
time
musical
ago.
genius.
Yeah,
I stopped playing and he continued. And
So wait, what your favorite thing in music? Would it be producing, singing?
Okay,
What's
I
your
would.
favorite? What's your favorite thing at the
Look,
moment?
it's literally all different because I get
Yeah.
the same. You get the same kind of feeling from doing any of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite part of it is literally just having solo jams with myself or even with other people when you can
Yeah.
all kind of feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was good. You would have
We'd go to the
4 people in the room and
Yeah.
we'd all play
and
some chords.
we'd go to
and
our
jam.
music rooms. We'd have fun with it. It's that's
Sick.
That's the best time. It's
We'd all jam together and sing and we never sung, but we just jam.
yeah, and
Yeah.
producing. It's almost
Just a jam session.
doing it with yourself.
Oh,
It's I don't have anything out because I don't think that anything that I've done is at the quality standard that I'd like it to be.
You've done some good stuff. This is so for everybody. If most people that watch this have seen my short film, Life Goes By. I didn't direct it, but if I wasn't here, it wouldn't be here.
Oscar-worthy film.
Oscar-worthy film. Come on now.
Oscar.
Shenny did the music for that,
It's
and
solo piano.
but it was amazing. It came out sick. It made the short film.
Was that I thought that was Hans Zimmer.
Oh,
We told the
yeah.
difference.
Right.
We told the difference.
It was actually the guy from Black Panther. The Black
Yeah.
Panther. Did,
Ludwig
Ludo-
Göransson.
this we always talked about because we talked.
Ludwig
heavy.
Göransson is
He's a
easily my
genius.
favorite producer.
He's a
Not
genius.
Hans Zimmer.
Redbone that he did from Childish Gambino. That is one of the best
Mate,
songs I have
He did
ever
Joker.
heard.
He did Joker. The Joker soundtrack. He did.
I didn't do Joker.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe he didn't. I thought he
think
Is
did.
he a music producer or soundtrack?
He does a
Producer?
bit of both.
He does all of it.
He does
Oh,
everything.
wow.
He's a genius. But like Shenny did that, and like he's actually right. A song makes a film.
Yeah.
A song makes a
That's
film.
how you like, bring emotion into it.
Exactly. Not even just like this happy songs or like some Lady Gaga song that
You're not
she's
going to have
made.
Travis Scott playing in a
Exactly.
sad scene.
Exactly. No, but like it's the score. It's on the score, and then the kid. That's when I was like, I've always known about like how good his music, but like just saying that and how it flowed so well. I assume someone like it's probably easier to make a song with an image or a video
Yeah.
with it because it shows you can like create the character.
That's actually kind of interesting. It's like the way that I, go about listening to music
Yeah.
is I sort of imagine, okay, what environment am I being placed in right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way that I go about songwriting, which I, delved into quite a lot this year, was, where am I physically? Like you have to think about that kind of stuff. You have to think about the image, and you sort of have to go about like, what are you feeling in this current moment? What are you trying to convey, and how do you do that both through your lyrics and how do you do that through the instrumentation? So that's one of the big things that I think about, and also what vibe do you want to create for that? So I think that's the
No,
important
it's cool.
aspect.
No, it's cool.
Because I've written a myriad, like I don't know how many songs I've got, at least 100 on my phone that I've written.
We got to see some stuff out. Like we always say this to him, and I probably say it more than anybody else. I feel like it. You got to relate because Michael is so talented. And I just we've heard some of his songs because Shenny, you're very good at doing a lot of genres, which is I assume a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just make
It's
whatever
sick.
comes to my head.
It's sick.
And it's like I've written enough, songs and tried to match them with the production that I do. And a lot of the time, they don't really match. It's like it's like the lyrics can match to the actual, beat and like the rhythmic, to like a rhythmic sense. And a melodic sense. But they might not match to a more like meaningful sense. It might not match on an emotional level. So that's something that I'm, yet to delve into a bit more, try to figure that out, because I don't want I find a lot of like new upcoming artists, and like props to anybody who has ever put out music ever and is trying it at the very least, but like I do see quite a few people that put out kind of garbage.
Oh mate, there always is. I've heard some
And
garbage.
again,
Not
it's
saying
like
names.
if you're doing shit, that is amazing, and like there is
You can't really
Confidence.
judge them. for
no,
that.
you cannot judge them at all for that.
It's
and
tough. It's one of the when I
it is tough.
I
But-
made a couple rap songs and I put them out there,
there's-
and it's
But there's
it's
at the
tough.
same time, there's like so much that I see. Okay, no, you could have done this considerably better. It's like, and I don't want to be pulled into that group where I know that I can do better.
Yeah, because
the
it's your
stu-
craft. It's your
Yeah.
craft, and
it's like you
know
I'm-
this shit.
I'm not settling for anything less than like perfect. You know what I mean?
It's fair enough. It's
So
something you've been
is
in
there
your
a
whole life.
perfect though? Like
Like,
there's never.
there's never enough, but like there is studio
good
quality
enough,
production.
Yeah, obviously.
So I'm
yeah.
not going to settle for less than that.
Like, do you think even the big artists, like someone like Drake, when he releases like an album, do you think he still thinks like, oh shit, I could have done this in this song to make this a bit better?
It's like
course.
I'm sure
There's
probably.
never a
and
perfect
there's-
That's
song.
just the process, isn't it?
It's-
There
it
cannot
is
be a
learning
perfect
process.
I'm sure that there have been plenty of musicians that have been like, nope, this is good enough. And that's a bit of a shame.
Well, they get the money.
Yeah,
It
like,
doesn't,
I mean, yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like you have songs like Lil Nas X's. What's his stupid song? The one that went way too famous. Old Town Road. Like, and it's not a perfect song at all.
It's funny. It's same as like I know these two filmmakers, and they were telling me like
Oh, it's
some
same
of
the
the
film.
best, some of the best like short films they've seen have been from students because of how experimental they are.
That's what's up. Thank
Like
you.
they're not. Once you're stuck to a genre, once you've got like people you need to impress, then that's when you're kind of creatively limited. I feel like even as a musician, you can't really explore or really change much. Whereas
Yeah.
when you're starting out as a student, you can be so experimental with everything.
No.
I'd say what's considerably important, at least now, is like how quality your production is. And that's not necessarily to do with your instrumentation, but
Or
to
like
do
how
with
expensive your studio
or how
is.
expensive your studio is.
Yeah.
But it can be just how you edit, how you use the plugins that are available to you, which is like how you alter sounds.
Like the little things.
It's literally
details.
all in the little things, and it can be really tricky to get that right.
That's the same as film, right?
Oh, it's so
the
yeah.
details.
Oh, it is. It's all in the details. Even like
the color grading of the shot.
it's tough, mate. Like I'm not a great editor, but I'm great at storytelling, and I feel like I'm not the best writer, but I feel I can make that idea happen and do it to a good extent. But once you get into the specifics with the editing and color grading, it's fucked. Like someone like Zane, who was on the podcast, the second one now, he's explaining some of the stuff, and I've only been interested in film stuff for a year or two.
But most people don't do everything. Like once you get
You
good
don't.
enough,
There's not a perfect film.
You've got a team just for color grading, you know.
I don't know.
And I've seen they've got these massive like
There is.
wheel, like I don't know what they're called, which they use to get like the exact color for that frame.
No, it's as I said, music. That's why music and film it's great because it's all It's both very storytelling based, and it's all about you want every specific thing done the correct way.
You can't explain it through logic.
Exactly.
It's like you're tapping into the emotional side of human beings.
Oh, exactly. And there's not. I assume in music it's similar to film. There's not just
It's
one
not ones
person.
and zeros. It's not
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's
There's no how-to guide.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like,
There's not one person just working on the one song. Example. There's not
most
just
of the time, no.
There's not just a producer and the singer. There's more than just the two people.
A lot of the time, yes. A lot of the time, no.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it'll just be the one person doing all of it.
Yeah.
But like,
You can't really generalize it.
Yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
and the same with films. But like you're talking about these big budget. You're saying Beyonce, for example, there is probably 20 people, 30.
not 30.
Well, I don't know. There's probably a lot of over 10.
There's a lot of people that are all
And then
behind that.
and then
What
you
about
say
the
with
pressure,
then
you
you
know?
say with a Marvel movie. Let's just say Spider-Man.
Hundreds of people.
There's more.
Oh,
There's
thousands.
thousands. You have directors. There's second unit directors. There's producers. There's
The assistant,
assistant.
the catering.
Exactly. There's all the extras and all the cast members and everything.
Yeah.
And
And that's
thing
not
is,
even.
with
That's not even
music-
taking into account the business aspect of it.
exactly.
That's what I was about
The
to
producing
say.
company itself, like Marvel Studios itself, and then whoever, Sony, and then these dual production. Most films aren't just one produced by one company nowadays. There's about 5 companies that produce them. So you're having 10 staff members from each of those companies plus.
I was gonna say, even with music, once you're a big artist, is it even worth it? Like there's not much you can really do to your music because you've got people you need to impress. It's like a
Exactly.
business.
It is.
If you want to like change something just because you feel like it, but it doesn't go well with your audience, then you don't make as much. So you've got that.
But the thing is,
part of
change
it
is
where
great.
that pressure.
The change is great. Like, God.
I think that if you've got like a fan base that's more or less loyal to you, despite what changes that you might make, because if you're a musician,
Tyler the Creator
if
can
you're
go big
if
anywhere.
you're an independent musician and you
Yeah.
have all the creative like freedoms,
I guess it's different when you're in a band.
Some people get that, some people don't.
Yeah.
exactly like
And
Like being in a band, you have to.
who's
get
a
it
very
through
who's the
everyone.
average singer? Like who's like an average artist at the moment? Okay, let's say short. We'll stick with the Tyler Creator. Tyler Creator can't do what Drake does. As in, Drake can release whatever the fuck he wants, and Drake's gonna kill it. That's probably the same with Kanye West, Beyonce, and all
No,
the
I'd
big.
say Tyler the Creator can release whatever
But no,
he
Tyler
wants.
Creator.
Tyler can do
you
whatever
reckon?
the
Well,
fuck
then
he
who's
wants.
artist?
He can
Who's
do
some
whatever he
artist that?
wants.
Who's some artist? Let's
Charlie Puth.
sure. Oh, but even okay. Let's say Charlie Booth decided he
The
wanted to
majority,
rap.
because the majority.
Charlie Booth decided to rap. The company, his production company would drop him.
Yeah.
Not music company, record label would
yeah,
drop
yeah.
him.
It's like because his whole vibe is pretty much like dance pop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the majority of what he
Oh,
does.
yeah.
It's what he likes doing.
So once you start a vibe, you have to stick with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unless he tries your fan base enough to change it.
Exactly.
Like,
It's like he did that one thing with
Well,
Wiz
you know-
Khalifa. but
what's
Oh,
his
that
name?
was a
Michael
banger.
Bublé.
Yeah.
It's like if Michael Bublé all of a sudden decided to be a rapper.
It's
like,
the
bro.
same. Yeah, exactly.
Or
it's
like
just not his
dubstep.
aesthetic. It's not
Exactly,
what people
yeah.
know him for.
You're
It's
like,
like,
what?
Exactly.
it's like what's
The
happening.
guy that comes out once a year.
But that being said, it's like you do get changes in that with other ways. It's like somebody like I'm not saying necessarily just within the music scope, but like Joji started off as Filthy Frank.
Oh,
who was
Joji.
like
People it's scary. Like I grew up with Joe. He was actually Filthy Frank, and it's crazy that people these days know Joji, but they don't know Filthy Frank. They know Joji through his music,
Yeah.
not through his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And his music is so unique. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It's like he does have a very specific vibe to his songs, but just like the transition from being like a complete fuckhead
he'd
to
like
now
eat
somebody
cake
who
filled with vomit.
Yeah,
and
I know.
hair, and do all these dumb skits with his mates.
Change
and now
how
he's
much
like a
people change.
multi-million
Proves how
dollar.
much people change. So, let's talk about relationships and stuff. Like, what's your experience with stuff? Like, we talked about like online dating, especially a lot recently. So, you want to talk about your
Shenny, the king.
the king of
The king
online
of
dating?
Tinder.
We've heard about some of the stories, but you want to talk about first a recent story, or like how do you want to?
I mean, like, I'll go from the start, let's say. So,
the Tinder goat, by the way.
Talk about your roots.
One route. Which one?
yeah. So I'd say June-ish 2020 was sort of when I started becoming like more active on like online dating and whatnot. I know it deserves a round of applause. Either way, it was
Like
like
I never think he'd ever turn into this.
yeah.
People change.
I thought this is gonna be some kid that talks about fucking history all day, Vikings and shit.
That's so true.
And now he's out there pulling.
He does his thing.
Either way,
Gets
like,
fuck me eyes from friends of mine.
Sorry.
Gets the fuck me eyes from friends of mine's exes and stuff. It's like it's fucked.
Emos from Bankstown.
Emos from Bankstown's giving fuck me eyes. It's like, what else?
like it certainly took me a while to like understand the laws of attraction, let's say, because before that, like I was very deeply on a crush with somebody, and
Sorry.
It's outrageous. Get off.
like whenever I have that, I always fuck it up really, really, really badly because I lose all my sense. I get hyper emotional, but then
Do you get in love? Do you feel like you get in love like quick?
it
would you say?
depends. It very much depends because it's never about purely physical attraction for me. There has to be like I have to understand their personality quite like to a decent extent for me to be like, okay, now I see what does my life look like with you, and I start to like fantasize and I start getting in my head a lot, and that.
So
happens.
would you do a one night stand?
Huh? Oh, I have.
Okay, well there you go. No, I
But
was
like-
just saying because no, you go on like personality and stuff. I'm like, well, would you fuck to fuck?
No,
I hope
but
so.
like that sort of stuff like mid 2020-ish, I was it happened a fair bit. Then
You're killing the game.
sure, let's
You
call
are.
it that. It's weird as fuck to say, but
No, but it's like true. You're doing well.
and then coming back to it, or going through lockdown again, I kind of lost a lot of it because I wasn't particularly active at all, and I'd say most recently, let's say, there was somebody who I was talking to for a very long time. I became very, I was instantly attracted, but I could tell this, like, she was somebody who was very, shy, withdrawn, and I was more than okay with, just being friends because she couldn't do a relationship.
What was that for? Why?
Sorry?
Why was that? Why couldn't she?
Oh,
do
she
that?
said that she had been through an abusive relationship recently. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to, push to do something I don't want to do.
The thing is with that with the girls,
Yeah.
it seems like it is that like I get it, but like she doesn't even know you. I get this abusive relationship, like I don't want to go through another relationship, but she doesn't even know you. You're like you wouldn't abuse
Look,
anybody, but like I get it, but like it's,
It's a
Look,
trauma response.
yeah,
True. It's like
They don't trust anyone.
yeah, no.
it's like it's fully understood.
yeah.
Like most people are like that.
And I felt like, okay, no, I can very much, respect that. And I talked to her like all throughout lockdown or halfway through it. And it was, it was a pretty good time for me that, at least this person was there, talking with me. Not very much, honestly, but
Was it like would you
still.
like FaceTime and shit?
Not really. It was literally just text. I mean, I asked her if she wanted to, and she didn't feel comfortable doing that. And I was like, okay.
What is it a catfish? I'm just asking. It
I
might
don't
not
know.
be.
No, it
I
wasn't.
don't know.
It definitely wasn't. But there would be times, but we would just like meme around quite a bit because at the same time, I was under the conception that we just friends for a long time. But that being said, it's like I did feel quite conflicted in that, in the sense that like, okay, do I have a crush on you, or do I, am I, just wanting to be friends with this
Yeah.
with
I
this
wanna
person.
marry you.
No,
would you say
come on.
would you say you're wasting your time?
No.
Even looking back now.
Looking back now, because it ended up ending.
Mm-hmm.
But despite me, I openly said that I didn't want her in that sort of way, but it very much came off as if I did, and that's one thing that I've sort of looked back on. It's like you have to be. Let's say just the relationships in general, or if you're looking to meet somebody, it's like you have to be completely 100% fully honest with yourself and the other person. Like, what do you want?
That's what
It's like they have to say it to you, or they don't necessarily have to. It's, you sort of feel it out generally.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to do that when you're online.
And you can't say it's a waste of time because you learn something from
You
every
learn-
relationship.
No, yeah,
It's
you,
like-
you're
Whether
right.
it's shit or good, you learn something.
My what I realized is that you have to show your intentions straight away,
Yeah.
because if you don't, you're either just gonna be
I've got a story with
thanks
that.
mate, and shit like
Yeah,
you, thanks bro.
I've got a story.
You just have to show your intention.
during
Every
lockdown.
go on.
That happened with that. Literally what you said, telling your intentions.
You have to straight away now.
I met this girl on Tinder, and we were talking over text for 3 weeks, and I think both of you know the story, but I thought we were literally going to start dating.
Yeah.
It
Go
was
on.
so close. I was like, wow, I've been single for almost 3 years, and I've met someone good, someone that's emotionally stable, someone that's not crazy for once.
Good. Yeah, I
And
know.
so
We've
I
heard
met
about the
up-
other girls.
And
But
so I met up with her during lockdown, and social media, talking over text is very different of what they do in real life. I'm not gonna judge them or anything, but it wasn't as black and white as I thought it would be. And so when we did talk, and I did tell her I'm looking I don't really look for a one night stand. I'm looking for a normal relationships, and she also came from a very abusive relationship as well, and she had a very difficult upbringing, a very different I guess family compared to me and my Russian family living in
up the
cities and
Russians,
suburbs.
up the Russians.
And so we would clash a lot, but essentially what happened was I kind of got ghosted. The date went well, and I told her my intention. I was like, look, I don't want anything to be a waste of time. If you just want to be friends, then there's no point of me seeing you, because I don't want to be just friends,
We got enough friends that are
And
girls.
then the next day, I just kind of, we're meant to meet up again, and she was just like, yeah, nah, sorry. And I was like, what happened? And I asked her, I was genuinely, there was no anger or anything.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just message her, what happened?
You're curious, yeah.
Well, out of curiosity, for my own sake.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
then she just didn't even reply.
Never
And
responded.
So I was upset for a few days, and then I was like, look, it's nothing to do with me.
Realistically,
If you blame yourself for everything, it's not
It's
good.
not.
I was honest. I did everything that I did. I've learned from my sister and my mom on how to, especially when you're talking to girls and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I guess coming out early, telling them your intentions so that they don't waste you don't waste
You
your
have
own
to
time
straight
later.
away.
Yeah.
Because so many times, especially in the past couple of years, you meet someone, next thing you know, you're friend zone, and it's I don't even want to be friends with you.
No, I know. We can just talk about I've told both of you my troubles this year with I'm talking to these girls and having good chats, and then I got to ask them out, and then
The next thing you know, they're
I'm they leave me in red or
just
something.
a friend.
They leave me in red, and then I'm just
Look, a lot of people.
you can't blame it on yourself, because it's just really, but you can't be
You'll get depressed if you blame it.
there's
on
no
yourself.
point. So you just have to move on. And even obviously even you'll think it's going to take you time because you put 3 months into it. But at the end of the day,
pretty much more or less over that now.
You have to move on, because it's
It's
just
like-
going to it's going to get to your mental health,
And it's not you.
and it's not your fault.
Sometimes it could be you,
It could
but
be you,
most
but
of the time it's them.
It's not exactly.
If it's if they ghost you out of nowhere, it's definitely them. If you haven't said anything,
unless
rude,
unless you've said something, but most of the time,
but most of the time,
us blokes, we're just trying to, we're just trying to, get a couple of dates into something, just try and get a bit lucky that next night. But
yeah,
for me, it just, especially since COVID, it's
down a bit of a dry spell.
it's excuse after excuse after excuse, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm over that.
Oh, it's good. You have to. That's the thing, because the best thing to say, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah.
You're not going to meet your wife over Tinder, realistically.
No.
Oh, my
You could.
brother is getting married.
You could,
next
obviously.
month in 2 months over a girl he met. But to be fair,
But
he's
how
10
many
years older
people?
than me.
And how many people are like that?
It's different when you're
When you're older.
in your early
Older.
20s than when you're in
Yeah,
your late
exactly.
20s.
But even so, like how many like successes have you heard of online
probably,
dating?
Yeah, very little.
Not because like how many you're not gonna have a lot in common with those people. And you might
Yeah.
might, but like
You
most
just feel
people
like
not.
cats or dogs, and then you just start talking, and
Exactly.
you might be a match. You
I've never
know.
had a honestly. I don't think I've ever had a good chat on online dating because I'm never interested in what the chicks talking about. It'd just be some bullshit like, and I'm just like I can't be. And then I was like delayed the app because I just I can't be. It was just a bunch of bullshit. Even now I'm just like I can't be asked.
Oh, it just takes so much energy from you.
It's
Like,
just I'd rather go up to
swiping.
chicks.
It's
If
so like toxic.
I'm a talkative person, so I'd rather go to
You're better off meeting someone at
go
a
to
party.
some exactly. Oh, not even
and
party,
talking
just in out in
at
general.
A bar, uni, just
Wherever.
start talking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a game of numbers. It's literally chance.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
there's no such thing as fate. You literally talk to someone. Yes, move on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Move on.
It's like we all wish life is like some fucking sitcom where where it like works out in that sort of way, and
It can.
It can.
For
and
the, yeah,
Some people.
a lot
it
of
does.
us like are seriously waiting for like that moment where everything just like falls into place and lines up,
But
and
you have to create that moment.
you
yourself.
have to create it.
Do
It's
you
like-
want to? Here we go. Let's go off that. Do you guys want to? Do you like? Oh, I really want to fall in love. Like, let's say within the next like 10 years before we turn 30.
10 years.
Before we
yeah.
turn 30.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to have kids like not soon, but at least before. Get married before 30.
I don't want to. Yeah, I want to get married like late 20s or like early
But
30s.
I wouldn't marry someone that I don't love. Like if it's someone.
Obviously.
Like, yeah.
No.
Like I'd be very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say you're looking for a
It's like
girlfriend?
I would say I was, but considering my situation next year of 3 months of travel and working, I just don't have the time. But I'd rather come back from traveling and then
So 2023. That's
because
the
like
year
the
for you.
last thing I want. Let's say I do start dating someone and then I'm going to Europe for 3 months.
Mhm.
So what's going to happen with us?
Unlucky. You
And
have
so
to wait.
it's like,
You
I'd
have to
rather
wait.
wait till I come back. You never know. I might meet someone.
Oh,
in
there you
Europe,
go. Could exactly.
move to south of France.
Exactly, mate.
Start a new life.
There's a bunch of fun in Amsterdam, so you
But
know.
it's just like
Yeah.
bond over some
Oh, mate.
shrooms.
It could
Yeah,
bond
so-
over with some, people in the red
But that's
light
like-
district.
Even like you shouldn't really be looking for a long-term relationship when you're like in your early 20s.
shouldn't.
Like you don't even know who you are.
I'm not saying you boys
Let
aren't
alone-
you boys aren't gay or anything, but some people don't even know what they're into.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and
I'm not gay
your
either, but,
girlfriend
like-
will support you, but like, yeah, or you support each other.
Yeah, you don't even know what girls you're into. Well, actually, you should know. By 20, you should know what you find attractive or not. Well, actually, not. Maybe not.
No.
Maybe not physically,
Not physically.
physically, but maybe not like.
Personality.
Personality
That
will-
changes. Yeah.
Yeah, personality-wise, maybe not. But like,
Beauty fades.
if
End of the
someone's
day.
good looking, someone's good looking. At the end of the day.
And there's many good-looking people. So when you've got like a crowd of good-looking people,
Oh.
it's like what's different? Like, what's your personality?
Exactly. Go to university and you'll see a lot of up there chicks. A lot of tens. That's what you do. Which I hope every bloke watching this you're into. So go to uni.
Right.
And
Only if you're Sam Fraser's mate.
yeah, exactly. If
Yeah.
you Sam Fraser's mate, you know how I get the women. Not a lot, but anyways. Anything you guys want to talk about relationship wise before we move on?
Yeah, I'd say that like relationships like just require a few solid things to like work,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like, I'd say I actually would be interested to know like what your guys sort of like pillars for something successful would be. I'm actually very interested to hear yours.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like you'd have a different
NBA?
perspective.
Likes LeBron James.
No, but like more in terms of values, because
We're
like,
talking about relationships, so because obviously I have one's different for relationships, and I'll give you my relationship one.
so I like what are like the pillars of like a successful relationship, and I'd say trust tops all,
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm the same.
and with that comes like, for me, like loyalty is in that quite a bit too.
Yep.
I'd say that what comes second? I'd say intimacy comes second. Like there has to be like that place to be like you have to be vulnerable in a relationship. There has to be points in which like sort of have to, show yourself, show your colors, show like, this is who you are on the inside, and like they have to see that because that's a part of you too. And also in terms of like physical intimacy as well, and that doesn't mean sex necessarily. Like you'd find that like the most like
it would be disappointing. It would be disappointing if it isn't, but
but like you would find that like the most physically intimate like parts of a relationship would be like honestly just like a really close hug or like holding hands or even
it's
that.
hard to have
how do you feel
physical intimacy without like emotional intimacy.
How do you feel about PDA?
No, but the thing is that stuff has to come in time. It's like you have to work towards all of that stuff.
How do you feel about PDA?
But if you're like emotionally intimate with someone, and you really love them, then the physicality part would
obviously
just come
like you're not great example. One night stand, you're not gonna be like you're not gonna like have sex with a chick and be like, it's not gonna be as good. You're not gonna enjoy it as much as say like someone you're in love with. It's gonna be it's gonna be different.
It's a different experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? How do you feel about talking about intimacy and physical intimacy?
Sure.
How do you feel about PDA? Because you know how I hate it.
Shit.
You know I hate it.
Unless it's you know who.
We've certain friends and we hate it, and I'm not going to say the name, but you know who I'm talking about. So fuck both of you.
Either way, who cares? Like
it's just because they rub it in my face. I know because they rub it in my face. That's why.
Do they?
Oh, you haven't seen half of it, even a quarter of it.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Like I've been to the club with them. Like it's not that bad. They do what every other male does.
Not that
if they bring their misso.
They will walk in the streets.
Like you'd be doing the same if you had a misso.
No, I wouldn't. Swear on my life. Swear on my life. Would not. Wouldn't. I would maybe on the dance floor.
The boys go first, and then the girlfriend comes second.
Exactly. I'd kiss the boys first before the
boys first.
Homosexual only. Come on now. No, but it's Okay, so what were you saying about relationships? Well, like what are your
like pillars of value for that?
Okay, I'm all about this is just relationships in general, even friendships.
Yeah.
I'm all about honesty, but especially for some girl I'm investing all my time into and dating her, I need honesty. I want trust because I want her to to be there for me, and obviously I don't want one of those. I don't want one of those chicks that wants to wait for fucking 6, 7, 8 months just to go and have sex. And there's a lot of chicks out there who do that. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but that's just for me. That's just my thing. But obviously, I'm not rushing into it. I'm not saying, we got to have sex the first day. But like, I don't want to be like, excuse, I don't want to today. I'm on a period. Oh, I had a tough day at work. Every second fucking day. I'm not saying that's
like.
I feel like if you're in that situation, then
I'm not in that situation.
I know, but if you ever are in that situation, there's something more to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
Like she doesn't know your needs, and you don't know hers.
It's like that's why
she might not like it.
Yeah,
you need to be like, I like this.
Big thing for me, I don't want some chick that will talk more than me, which that's not gonna be possible to find anyways. But like if it was, I couldn't do that. But I don't want I want to be able to. This has always been one. If I'm like dating someone for like a decent time, I want to be able to have a conversation with them. I don't want to talk to a wet towel. Someone that's just gonna sit there and just be like, yes, Sam, I had a good day. I want to have like proper conversations. If you're in a relationship and you're investing time into that, you want to have good conversations and talk about what's going on.
It's like a financial investment.
Well, exactly. It is a fucking
return
investment.
on interest.
It is. It's a fucking investment. But that's it. Yeah, I just want someone to, and then I want a chick that like isn't
for the boys.
I want her to be. I want her to be doing something in her life.
FTV.
I want her to be doing something in her life. I don't want her to be a loner. I want her to be like working on something. If that's going to uni, say I meet some chick tomorrow and that she's going to uni or something, and she's working and that's fine. I don't want her to be like. Obviously, I'm a busy person, as you two both know, and I obviously will make time for her, but I don't want her to be like every day, Sam, let's do this, this, and this, and this. Which is fine. I'll still do that, but my boys come first, not just some chick I met yesterday or been dating for a couple months. My brothers are coming first, who I trust, and I talk about real shit and talk about girls. I'm not going to talk about my girlfriend about her and me all the time because there's shit I don't want to say to her. But honesty is like number one.
That's fine. With both of your answers, I'd say mine's a little bit different.
Go ahead, brother.
I think it's like, just from my own experience, and I haven't had much experience.
Oh, mate, I'm the same.
So it doesn't really much, but it's definitely like a compromise. It's definitely how well they can listen. Because I've gone on dates with people that are just talk about themselves.
Yeah, it's
right. And it's got to be two-way. Like, I'm not saying every single time it's going to be two-way, but what's the point of it? It's like you're talking to a brick wall sometimes.
Yeah, fuck
And
that.
if you have someone that's like if they're at least somewhat emotionally, like, I don't want to say stable, but someone that I can work through my shit with, because I know that a girlfriend isn't going to solve all my problems.
No, not at all.
And I've experienced that. I've been through that. I've like,
a lot of people think that though.
it brings up a lot of shit within you, but if you can like work together with them and, you know, deal with your own shit while supporting each other, whilst having good communication, and you both like can listen to each other, there's no judgmentalness. But
that's the thing, because she's gonna have shit too.
yeah, and you'll both trigger each other. But if you like, let's say, you know, jealousy for an example, you know, if she's talking to a guy and you're jealous, instead of, I guess, letting it out on her, maybe you can sit down and talk about how you feel and why you feel jealous. And, you know, if that doesn't work, then maybe you can go speak to a psychologist or a therapist and dig deep down. Why do you feel jealous? Do you feel inadequate? Do you feel insecure deep down? And so what, you're projecting that onto, essentially, like from my experience, it brings up a lot of shit within you.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, if your chick is, you know, talking to another bloke,
not even that, just even little things. Sometimes it can be so petty.
Comes with trust, as I'm trying to say.
And
like,
it comes to trust, and if you deal with it together and you both understand and you don't really let it out on each other, and you both work through everything, and that you're supporting her, she's supporting you through life, you kind of like, and you're not relying on her, you still have your life, you got your friends. One of the biggest mistakes, especially for me, where I was very codependent on, you know, on my ex, you know, a couple of years ago. And so like after, you know, things ended, I didn't even know who I was. Like all my friends, I associated with her. I wasn't very close with family. I didn't have my hobbies, but now I'm like, look, I've got my hobbies. I've got
you're
my
a great
mates,
person. You're a great
people.
person.
I'm like, if I can date someone, I can easily separate them with you guys. So that means like, if anything happens, I know I'm still whole within.
Oh, exactly.
You don't want to be relying on anybody.
You want a chick that likes you and your friends.
But a lot of people don't really think that way, especially in their early 20s. Because I live, like, you know, my sister has, you know, I've learned a lot through my older sister. That's kind of the way why I think the way I do.
Is it good having an older sibling, since you're both young?
Brother.
Well, my sister's like taught me who not to be. Like, she's like, don't be that, like, you know, that crazy guy, you know, that bad boy. She's like, they don't really last long in the future. Like, you know, but also don't be like a simp too. Like,
don't simp.
Have your own life, you know. Don't think, simp. You know.
Obviously, you can simp in circumstances, but like, you shouldn't. I hate. This is one story. With our favorite couple that we brought up. Well, we're not going to say their names, but they know who they are. One time, the bloke who's a good friend of ours, we wanted to go out, I think, on a Wednesday, and his girlfriend's like, well, he's like, oh, I can't because I'm doing something with the girlfriend on Friday. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like 2 days before. Well, she doesn't want me going out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that is like to a level. But I understand, like, obviously.
Look, there's a point where you realize that kind of stuff. It's like for the first number of months.
But even so, like, I'm not.
You sort of, even if you're like, maybe if you're out of that honeymoon period, or if you're still in it after that amount of time, it's like a lot of the time you're going to want to spend as much time as you want, like, with that other person, because you like are falling in love with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think different to most people.
Like,
with
if
women,
you've never been
as
in
you
a
know
relationship, it's hard for you to say that.
Yeah, I think different to most people about women than most people, as you two both know. But even with the girlfriend, the friends will be friends and girlfriend. It's going to be maybe girlfriends like here. I'll give it a little bit, but that's it. I'm not.
Like, you introduce them to your friends, but you don't like rely on.
No, exactly, and she'll be there. Like, and I'm saying that she'll be if we go do something. She'll be there occasionally, which is fine, but she's not going to be there.
But then
every
you need
time.
times for your other friends.
Exactly, and she's not going to be there every time. And then
like, you meet her friends, but you're
exactly.
not going to. They're not your like friends.
Exactly, and obviously, like, having a lot of friends in different groups and stuff, like myself, it's different. And it's not like the girl. Like, I've only met some of my mates' girlfriends a couple of times. There's obviously some that I see like a lot.
There's no point of them bringing to
no.
But
obviously you're gonna see them. Like, you're gonna see them, like my.
Everyone's drinking and talking and.
Exactly. Yeah. Like my friend. Let me see. And then even some of my mates' girlfriends I don't even see a lot. Like my friend Max, his girlfriend, very lovely, very lovely girl, and you don't see her. I'm not saying I see her a lot, but she's always nice to me and she always treats me. But she's always a good time. She's always a good time.
Honestly, girls with boyfriends are some of the best people to
They
talk
are.
to.
They are. Depending if you like the bloke.
Because most of the time they're like not insecure about that stuff.
No, and they will talk to you. Like I've talked to many mates' girlfriends about girl issues, and they're like,
And
okay.
what if you have a crush on them?
Never. Have never been like that. But
If only all of them were that nice, even with that one.
fucking imagine. Anyways, I think that's all pretty good with the relationship stuff. Let's
Well, we just want to say thank you for having the boys on the podcast.
No,
today.
we got to answer the 10. We're not done
Yeah,
yet.
no, just in general.
Yeah,
just,
thanks. Boys, this has
been
been
very
too
good.
long. I've been wanting
You're
this
a good
forever.
host.
Thank you,
Sam Fraser. Remember
Mr.
the name.
Dog.
mate. The big Jew.
Rose dog. The big
Don't-
Jew.
The big Jew. You already know. So let's move on to So I do these questions that I ask everybody. It's called the 10. So we'll do a first couple, and then we'll have to have a break because of the stupid fucking camera. But let's go in the first one. Tell us, you're not as big on this one because you don't post a lot on your social media. You don't really as well. But what's your most recent social media post? And since you both don't post as much, why don't you post on social media as much?
I just don't care.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The most recent post is probably out at some club, like
I think
absolutely.
it was your
Well, like,
birthday, maybe.
Sorry?
I think it might have been your birthday. Did you post?
Oh,
it?
you mean like post?
Yeah, like Instagram. No, like
Oh.
not story.
Oh,
Like I just-
ages ago. I think when I went to Jarvis Bay with
That
a
was
few
right.
mates.
That's
Yeah,
that's
mine
right.
was when I was like out with my North boys for the first time after lockdown.
That's right. Yeah, you posted recently. Yeah.
There's no point of like I don't give a shit.
Do you like feel
I've got
like?
no one to impress.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Maybe if I had some girl I liked following me, I might post a bit more.
It's the reason I do it. I'm joking. No, I just post because I want to look back in like 10 years from now and like, oh, I remember that night. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I
what
love-
photos are for. That's
Exactly,
yeah.
but I don't know. I just like to spread it. I love.
No, I don't even
I
take
love
a lot of
posting.
photos.
You really, yeah, you
Yeah, we
don't.
don't. We really don't.
No.
He's the worst.
I'm bad.
You do. You usually take. You're occasional.
Like, out of
I'm
last
down.
night, we probably got like 3 photos. That's it.
Oh really?
Compared to when I was in high school, everywhere we take photos.
Oh mate,
But
I'm
now,
bad. I take photos of everything.
but now it's like you got the memory that's good enough.
I got memory issues.
And
so
if the
let's-
photo,
maybe that's
if
the
you get a
reason.
photo, then it works.
Yeah. Inspiration. This can be obviously boring. Well, it's not boring, but you can say your parents, but also you can say like someone that a celebrity or something. I don't know. It can be anybody.
Putting me on the spot there, mate.
That's what all these questions are. They're all on the spot questions. That's why I love it.
You go.
Who's my biggest inspiration?
Yeah.
It can
What do you
be
think about
anybody.
this?
Oh boy.
It can be your parents if you want.
No, I
Can you
wouldn't.
have many?
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
it's my parents. I mean, look, there would be like a bunch of musical ones. I would say because that's at the forefront of my life. Let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a myriad of guitar players that are within my soul,
Yeah.
if you want to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So like
fair.
a few that I'm sure Bogo would know, but some you probably might not. Like so, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie
I know.
Ray Vaughan,
Jimi Hendrix, of course.
like
SRV.
yeah, SRV. There's a guy Django Reinhardt. When I was very into playing jazz, I'd say in terms of vocals, when I think back at like who my say musical influences are, who my heroes are, and that stuff. It's like I really hate, I think of like Panic at the Disco as well because I listened to all that shit when I was growing
You
up.
got me into that in high school.
Yeah, right.
Was it a band or something? I've never heard of them.
Huh?
Panic, is it a band or something?
It's like one guy now. It was a band, but
Was a
now it's
band.
just one guy. Brendan
You
Urie.
would know.
No.
If we
Yeah.
played, you would know.
No, it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
High Hopes.
I probably know
You
what you're
play
gonna
the
have to
song
play.
and
You're
you
gonna have to
know.
play it
Yeah.
anyways.
Who else would I say is like important to me?
Man's got a full fucking list.
It's like I do have like a
Yes,
list
sir.
of like who do I pick from. I'd even say Jaden Smith. Like
Oh,
honestly,
we do love our Jaden Smith.
We love our
We
Jaden
do love our
Smith.
Jaden Smith. God, he was so sick singing live. Oh my god, he was the project before Post Malone. So people don't even go to watch him, but fuck, he kills it. He's so like
I would go just to watch him. Not
he's
Post
so
Malone.
good. He's so good performing wise.
And even like still woozy as well. Like
Oh yeah.
yeah,
What about Phineas?
Phineas too.
Okay, that's more than enough.
Okay, yeah.
Big Bogo, what are you, bro?
Oh, I've got a lot of like gym inspiration.
Be anybody.
I'll definitely say like the first guy that comes to mind is definitely probably Ronnie Coleman. You know.
Yeah, of course, big dog.
Musician inspirations, I'll definitely say like Pink Floyd, more specifically David Gilmour. I've always been a Floyd fan for many years. A lot of my guitar playing back when I was playing was always based around Floyd and that kind of like blues psychedelic type of rock. But as for fitness, I'd say Ronnie Coleman for now. But general inspiration, you know, people just from different areas in life, you know,
it's cool.
People in even like computer science, even like people that have started companies from
Daddy
nothing. I'd say, you know, you're gonna laugh at me, but I'd say probably Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, no, why not?
Because I just started going into Formula One, but I just really respect the guy. And
He's a mad dog.
Especially someone who came from nothing that really pursued his dream. And
Really, I don't know anything about his story. I know he's a car driver, and that's about it.
I would say like another important one. I do want to finish.
Well, yeah. So Lewis Hamilton, Jim. Oh, I've got so many people from gym. I just can't.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's fine then.
I would say probably like
Schwarzenegger.
Oh, my boy.
the people that are, you know, truly like the closest to me. So like my best friends, and I would say even like
the boys.
The boys.
That's what's up, lad. That's what's up.
It's like they, you know, do so much good in your life. It's like stuff that like, you know, you don't necessarily realize when you've given it to them, and they don't necessarily realize when they've given it to you, but like they do a lot for you.
You're the first person to say that. I respect it. No,
It's
no
like-
one's said it. No one's.
But everyone, I
one's-
feel like everyone thinks that way too.
I
No
assume
one's
a
just
lot of
said
people
it
think that way, but yeah, no one's said that
It's
on the
like-
podcast. So it's cool.
But
Good answer.
But seriously, it's like
Good answer.
I talk with like our friend Kyle a lot about this kind of stuff. Like we go into a lot of like deep convos, and we're always like, you know what, no matter what, like I've got your back. And no matter what fucking happens in life, like I've got you.
That's what you want. That's all friendship.
It's like-
that's what a good friend is.
I've known you since we were 8.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've known you for a while.
Known you
I've
for
known
like
you for a year.
But it's been
Almost
a, it's
a
been
year.
a,
Less
it's
than
been
a
a big,
year.
but it's been a big year.
And it felt like we've known each
Other for a lot. Yeah,
like
both of you.
years.
Oh, exactly.
You just seem like a brother. Like that's it.
No,
Yeah, literally.
You're both brothers to me, honestly. And like all my friends, I might have like a lot of friends, you could say, but like they're close friends, and like people ask me like, yo, you really friends with all these people? Because I'll bring up still friends. You guys still don't know some of like my good friends that, and because obviously you can't. I mix well. Someone wasn't there for a certain day. Like even my friend Will, who was on the podcast. I know you did. You met him for the first time, but like he's like a great bloke, and he's a good friend of mine, and like he's a brother. But then I also have other friends who are, you know, I won't see as much, and who are brothers. Like one of my best friends is like Xander, who's I don't see him enough, but like he would be there for me in a heartbeat, you know.
Yeah.
So people that you know would be there.
Exactly. That's
the worst thing is when people like say they'll be there for you, but they're not.
Yeah.
And you can see that through their actions, but
Shallow
there's
people.
Not many people like that.
There are, and obviously you can have these people, and especially
You'll
that's
see them in life.
it's more it's
Any walk in life,
in school.
work.
In school that happens.
School.
I assume it happens a lot more, but like, is what it is.
Even in corporate, like you get so many fake people.
It is. It just the thing is
They
you
just
gotta
like lick the manager's ass just so they can get a promotion.
you just gotta be true to yourself. Anyways, let's move on to number 3. What's your worst drunk experience?
My worst what?
Drunk experience.
Worst, easy. So
You have a story?
So Israel.
I've heard some of this. Yeah.
Gap year. The very first night out.
First night out.
The first night out, and it fucked me up for the rest of the trip. We go out to like this area called the Shuk, which is like the markets in Jerusalem.
The Shuk.
Yeah. And we go to this bottle shop, and we like buy a bunch of bottles of vodka, and like we split them up. We like split them up between each other. And I'm holding this like red Solo cup, and it gets like filled like half fullish. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's part of your portion for it. And I had, you know, just arrived in Israel, but more recently I'd been to like my brother's, you know, 22nd, just like the year before.
Yep.
In December.
Yep.
And I went through 23 drinks in like in the span of like 3-4 hours. So I thought that I was like, I'm the best fucking drinker. I can do anything because look at my Russian blood, you know, I'm
That's
built
what's
for
up.
this shit.
Yep.
And then, so I go...
Next minute.
So I'm like, I've got this cup of vodka. I fucking drink it down. And this is before I realized that vodka is fucking antiseptic, fucking poison.
Ethanol.
Literally.
Hand sanitizer.
Petrol.
Hand sanitizer.
Fucking hand sanitizer.
And I drink this shit down. And then I proceed to drink like maybe 4 more cups of the shit. Like half-filled
That's insane.
cups of vodka within the span of maybe 40 minutes. I wasn't blind drunk, but I was the most drunk I'd ever been in my life.
We all
I
have that
was
some story.
so absolutely fucked. I remember walking down to the club with this guy named Moshe, and I
Definitely Jewish.
I really could not see straight. It's like most of the time when you get drunk, you still have a lot of your like composure to yourself. But like this time was like different. It was like I really had the drunk goggles on. Like I could really feel myself slipping.
Fucking hell.
And so I go into the club, and maybe like 10 minutes later, I'm already on the toilet fucking throwing up.
It's fucked. It's the worst when
I fall down the
grow up
stairs.
Oh,
I lose my phone. People are telling me that they saw me in the bathroom fucking sitting on the disgusting toilet being like fucking sick as shit.
It's the worst when you vomit and shit at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
my Newcastle story. Have I told you about the Newcastle story? Many times. So that was like the end of mine.
Wait, do you have anything
Yeah.
else?
So like I fell down the stairs. I lost my phone. I'm now sitting outside vomiting into a gutter, and I'm like that for the rest of the night. It's just bad,
You
man.
killed it.
I really killed it. I get home. I take the longest shower I've ever taken, probably.
Wow.
And
Wasted all the hot
I go
water.
to sleep, and we have to wake up at like 8 a.m. Like earlier than 8 a.m. the next morning to go on like some hike. And I'm
Fucking
like,
hell.
shit.
Okay. Is it? That's it.
That's my story.
That's it.
Bogo.
Oh, I've got many, but I'll say like...
There's funny ones like
Oh, I mean, you asked for the worst one, right?
your worst one.
I can
yeah.
give you the worst one. I've
Give
had
us the
many
worst one.
like bad ones where you vomit and everything, or you do some dumb shit, or you end up God knows where, or you're some drunken,
You get a tattoo
drugged up, and
that your mate pays for.
You just trip out on like LSD in the middle of King's Cross. But I'll say the worst drunk. that's the worst drugged up experience.
Yeah,
the worst
yeah.
drunk experience.
Keep it a drunk legal.
Year 12.
Yep.
Just broke up with my ex, and my mate turned 18, I think a couple of months before that, so he could buy us drinks. And
Yeah.
so I had a house free, and I brought me and my mate and my other mate over,
Yep.
and I was like an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
After that, I was not myself, and I've never taken shots. So we got a bottle of what's it called? Just like a bottle of whiskey of Johnny Walker. I think it was Johnny Walker Black.
Yep.
And
Disgusting.
I go to the bar at my dad's place.
Yeah,
And I take these shot glasses, but I didn't realize they're double shots.
Oh fuck.
I thought I was a single. So we're there,
60
and
mils. Yeah, because
we're
one
eating.
shot's 30.
and we're just shotting the whole time.
Fuck,
Just
mate,
like
you can't.
1, 2, 3, and finally, like we kept saying a toast. We were talking in Russian. We were toasting our families, our grandparents, and my dog. We were toasting with the
Fucking
motherland.
Body maxi.
And we were like, I could feel myself just hitting. I was just completely plastered. I was on the
Fuck, yeah.
ground, and I was a wreck, and I was just like crying. And the next thing you know, it was like, one of my mates, puked. He was in the bathroom, the other bathroom, and me and my other mate went to bed.
Yeah.
And I lay down, and all of a sudden, I just get this feeling that I'm just gonna puke. And I run to the bathroom, and I'm just vomiting the whole night. I'm shitting myself. It was the worst. I thought I was gonna die. I was praying to God. I was praying to Hashem. I was like, oh, please, I'll never do this again. I'll never do this again. And it was a mess. Like the bathroom, I can remember what it looked like the next day. It was just covered in vomit. I fell asleep just on the bathroom floor.
Fuck it hell.
And I just couldn't sleep. And it was the worst feeling. It's like all the food had come out,
Yeah.
and I want to vomit, but nothing would come out. It was literally just bile, like at that point. And that was the worst. And then I started crying again. But that was the worst. It's never topped that.
That's good. That's good. The next one. Who was your first celebrity crush? This always stumps everybody. I don't know why.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Not the first, but I'd say my most
Early
recent
one,
would have
you
been
said.
like I don't know, Addison Rae or something. First one that comes to mind.
She was looking good. I saw a TikTok of her. She was looking good.
Yeah.
She was looking good. My first one's Megan Fox.
Megan.
Transformers.
Everyone's Megan
That's-
Fox.
That's come on.
Very fair. See, the thing is, like, I literally could very well I don't know if I can like skip this question or not, only because I never have a crush on anybody that I don't know. I've never had a crush.
You haven't found any celebrity attractive?
No, I found them attractive. Absolutely, I found them attractive.
Let's change the question. Is there any celebrity that you just want to like, oh, fuck the thing, I would do anything for her right now?
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Again, like...
You must have thought of one. I have many, because I'm horny man.
We know you.
Horny man, but like...
Horny man.
This is a weird one.
I know.
This is going to be a weird one.
Say it.
Billie Eilish.
Oh no, she's fit. I would.
You like the...
Oh, I would hit that. I would hit that.
Like
It's not that it's honestly, it's not because of that.
No, she's
Other than
hot.
other than I think that she is like quite, good looking. It's like, honestly, it's the music. It's like the music that gets to me. I don't even like big tits that much.
I don't either. I'll be honest. I don't either. But like,
No, but
she's different.
it's because
It'd
when
be
you
interesting.
when
It'd
you
be a fun time.
because that's what opens, because that's like literally like they say it a lot, like that's her like door to being open. Let's say the music, and that she puts that out.
She's very
so I
sensitive.
hear like that emotion in her music, and that's what like sort of connects it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh shit, like
Gets them horny.
I'm feeling you a bit.
Shetty cares about doesn't care about the looks. It's all about the personality and the talents.
Look,
first.
it's a lot of both, but like
Clip that.
I mean, yeah.
Clip that. Shetty is a man of talents and personality.
yeah, it's
I mean, if she was like a 0 out of 10, I don't think you'd...
no,
No,
yeah.
obviously. It's
Look,
it's a combination.
you have to have physical attraction.
Obviously.
That's like a necessity.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I could ever like particularly like somebody if
Obviously,
if
yeah.
I
Obviously, yeah.
didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair. Next one. I don't really know the answer to this, but can say it anyways. What's your favorite activity to do?
You'll see.
You'll see.
Oh, at the moment?
Yeah.
I'd say I got 2. One is my job, right? So probably programming. 'Cause I just love it. Just in my own head. And the second one, you know what it is.
Yeah, it's
Gym, bro,
Jenny the
gym.
pump lad.
Gym for the past couple of years.
yeah,
Gym,
big
any
dog.
sport, honestly. Like gym probably first. Second to that, I would say tennis.
Yep.
Tennis and swimming, and then you got basketball and all that. But
Taught my son.
Not even like
Yes,
coding,
sir.
not even that. Like activity, just gym, bro.
Yeah, good man. Okay, you. Well, we already know this one, but
I mean, producing.
yeah,
That's like right now.
Easy.
That's at the top.
of course, mate. And then, what's your favorite? What's the best place you've ever traveled to? Or your favorite place?
At the moment, I mean, I like Bali a lot. Or New Zealand, I'd say was pretty up there in terms of like nature.
Mm-hmm.
But like in terms of like overall, when there's not a war going on, I'd say Israel.
I need to go.
Just because I haven't
I
been
hope
to many places.
I hope I can go next year. I really hope I make the team so I can
Like
go.
if you ask me this in a year's time, I would probably say like France or something.
Oh yeah, well yeah, obviously yeah,
Like
because
places I've been, I'd say
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Israel and New Zealand.
Yep,
Yeah.
fair.
It's
Shenny?
like I've been to like a fair few like countries.
Yeah, you've done pretty well.
Yeah. But like honestly, I still have to say Israel. It's like the one place that I genuinely like want to come back to every single time. It's like there's never been
It's
like
like a second home.
it's like I've it's like
Non-Jews don't understand that, but to us,
I
it's
just
like,
said I hope I
like you go
go
there
to
once,
experience
it's like
it
I've
next year.
been
you feel connected, and you're like, this is
Literally.
my second home.
It's like I've been to Vietnam. I don't care about going back to it. I've been to Italy. I could very well go back to it, and that would be a nice place to go back to. But maybe only like a number of times in my life.
Yep.
Israel, I would consistently visit.
Yeah.
And
Once you go once, you want to go back.
yeah, it's
Fair
like
enough.
it honestly
When
hits
there's not a war going on.
Yeah,
There's
obviously.
no rockets being sent every 5 seconds.
literally.
I assume you guys for these next 2 questions you'll hate them because I do, but they're fun. What are your goals for the next year or 2?
Release something.
Oh, that's got to be the next 6 months.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, you will get
But
there.
like-
you will get there. We believe in
I'm
you.
getting a lot of help from my guitar teacher right now,
That's good.
who's like teaching me like a decent amount about like not necessarily producing, but much more on like the music theory side.
Yep.
Because I realize that there is so much that I don't know.
Oh, mate,
There
always
so-
will be.
yeah.
Always will be.
Yeah, there
And
is.
Bogo, what about you?
What was the question? Oh, the goals.
For your next year or 2?
Physical goals, I'll definitely say I want to get back down to double figures for my weight.
You can do it.
No, yeah, no, I've got no doubt
100%.
about that. That's what I'm
100%.
keen.
Yeah.
I'm not even keen for like gym, like lifting heavy. Just I want to get back down to
I'm
double
the same.
digits.
I'm the same. I don't even feel like lifting heavy either.
Just want to get back down to double digits. Definitely, that's a big one. Will take me a while. But as for probably career-wise, come up with a couple of business ideas. I guess I definitely would love to create my own startup eventually. Maybe not in 2 years, but I just want to get as much experience. Like I don't even care about the money. It's just I need experience.
Yeah.
Like I want to work for a big corporation. I want to work for a small company. I want to see exactly what you know, both sides of the spectrum you can get in terms of corporate experience, and using that, come up with some sort of solution that fixes something in the world and create a business out of that with a business model, and prioritize the problem being solved over profits and become
That's awesome. No, actually, that's sick.
Yeah.
And another, obviously, you're gonna hate this one as well. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So this is not
Being a
goals.
sick cunt.
So like, mate, if you see yourself being a sick cunt in the next 5 years,
Like the ideal in 5 years.
what do you see yourself?
So one of two things. Oh, actually, I'd say either living here or in the US.
Yep.
Either
In 5 years.
working, either making up my ranks in a company that I love, doing a job that I like, or definitely like starting my own, like working in my own business and just like getting investors, venture capitalist, just coming up with a solution, being a leader, because I love like leadership roles. That's what I strive for. Just being a leader, looking after people, tech, just making sure everyone's happy, and just really just like creating a great work environment. Doing something that benefits the world, not like something that's all made for profit, something that actually solves something. It doesn't matter what industry, whether it's environment or mental health or even like finance, but something that's genuinely like the best businesses that I've seen succeed. I mean, you've got your Apple, whatever, but like some of the best businesses that I've seen succeed are ones that have actually solved the problem.
You're 100% right. That's cool. No, it's really cool.
How does like this benefits the world?
Something that benefits
That's
the world.
what, that's what
like,
you want.
The way we see it, like, what's the point of profiting over something that makes no impact?
You want to leave a dent in the. You want to leave a dent.
You want to leave
of
a
your
dent,
of your
whether
life
in your own moral conscience or like, other people can walk away being like, wow, like you made an impact, especially environment. That's a huge one.
No,
but I don't know that area.
Yeah.
But if I could combine,
mate, you never know.
crypto or something to do with NFTs or even like
That'd be awesome.
AI with environmental change, climate change modeling, anything, even fintech, something that does something.
Yeah, that'd be sick. And Shenny, what about you?
Where do I see myself in 5 years? I don't know, probably at the very least, no longer living here.
In Sydney or Australia?
Australia, probably.
Where?
Probably the US.
Oh, all three boys want to move to America.
We hate Americans, but we love
We
the
I
US.
know, I know.
Look, there's
When
only
America-
so much opportunity that
You'd have
exists
to be,
here.
yeah. You'll similar to me. You have to
And if
move to
look,
LA.
if,
at
honestly,
some point.
if I'm serious about what I want to do, if I've more or less decided on my goal, then that's where I want to be.
Yeah, you have to move to LA like me.
Yeah. And I really can't speak a ton about the future because so much shit changes.
You don't know.
It's like I might
Could be in a war.
be completely into something else within a year's
Mate,
time.
you could
2
be a
years'
fucking
time.
cocaine dealer. You don't know what the fuck's
Selling
gonna happen.
bags
You have
in
no idea.
Parramatta Road.
Exactly. You could be fucking in Europe. I don't know. Maybe you're a pimp or some shit.
I might just drop out of every tech and just become a spiritual guidance counselor.
Let's do it together. Let's start our own company.
Get some crystals, do some Reiki.
Let's let the spiritual Jews. There's that, mate.
Create
That's
my
our
own
own
little
company.
yoga retreat in the mountains of Spain.
You're right. Is there anything you're working on at the moment? So obviously my thing is this.
Yeah.
My commuter's on 10%. Lovely. But yeah, it's just the podcast. Anything you're working on at the moment?
Just my mental and physical well-being.
That's good. That's what you
I've
want.
started seeking therapy as well recently.
That's good.
Which has been helping. I think we all need it.
Yeah, it's not a bad
It was a
thing.
very dark year, and I was like, look, like I need to speak to someone professional, so I don't dig myself into a rabbit hole that I might not be able to get out of.
Yeah.
Obviously
There's no
that's
point.
just like the tip of the iceberg, but essentially just continue my own personal development. That's what I'm working on.
That's
But
good.
In terms of like materialistic wise, definitely saving up to go to Europe and just working and really helping out my company and the boss, or not my boss's company. For,
Yeah.
To really kickstart this product, get investors, and yeah, we're trying to get a patent approval for the AI that we're making, the product.
Mm.
So that means if anyone wants to use it, we'll get a share of whatever profits they make. And also, it's under our name. Like, we'll be under the inventors list.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool. To
No,
be
it's
like,
mad.
I invented this shit.
Yeah, I know. That's sick, bro. And Shenny, anything you working on?
Oh, I've got a song in the works right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's about it.
That's fine.
I mean, I try to practice the instruments as much as I can, and I'm one of those people that's like, if I see it, I do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
mate, nothing wrong with that.
I'm such a one-sided personality. Like, I like music. Yeah.
That's fine. Oh, as I said, me at the moment, like, obviously, well, I assume if I didn't have this concussion, I'd be working my ass off for basketball still, because I saw it another lot of big trials once I get back from America. And obviously I want to be at my best shape, especially if I make this Jewish team. But like
The Jewish Olympics.
The Jew Olympics, lads. Let's fucking go.
I just love that. It's so funny.
I know. I think it's
The
amazing.
Jew Olympics.
It is. It literally is though. It's fucking unreal. But no, yeah.
Count as many $5 bills.
Whoever gets, there's like fundraising shit. Whoever gets the most money wins.
Gives it to us, they get a cheap plastic award from the synagogue.
Of course, mate.
How much money goes to Hakoah Club?
Oh my god, fucking hell.
Bondi.
50,000 to be a member for life.
Oh, it's fucked. Anyways, what's something this last question? Then we got this thing called this week's W's and L's. But the last question is, what's something you wish was legal in Australia?
Sorry?
Something you wish was legal in Australia.
Oh, I'd definitely say like weed.
Oh, it's mine. But
Like
mine's
100%.
mine's pretty. Have I told you why I want weed legal?
Why do you want
Capitalize on
weed
it.
legal?
Bro,
I want to make my own business, and I think I'm going to be the number one
have you
legal
seen how
drug
rich these
seller.
companies are
Oh.
in the US and California?
That's why I wanna
that
do it.
like, even shares. Like,
Raise marijuana. I'm telling you,
raise marijuana.
raise marijuana. It's happening.
Professional botanist.
That's
No.
a good side hustle.
It is. Oh man,
Create
that
a
would be a
weed
main.
company.
Oh, that would be part A, part B type
We
thing.
we bought like CBD oil last year from the US, which was like.
It's meant to be
super
really
expensive.
good for you.
Oh yeah, no, but like if you can start a company, like, everyone like if it's illegal, man.
Oh,
people
mate,
will
I am-
profit.
That's the thing with starting weed businesses is
I'm
that
doing it alone.
there is a fuck ton of red tape that you have to go through to be able to
Oh, you
even
can
start
imagine.
growing.
Regulation, yeah.
Yeah, there's so much shit.
You'd imagine.
Yeah.
What about you? So something you wish was legal?
Is there something I wish was legal?
Can be.
Well,
anything.
that's the thing. It's like I used to be like a reasonably heavy smoker.
Used to.
Used to.
No, serious. Stopped a fair bit because it makes me a bit like it wigs me
Bit
out a
cuckoo.
bit. Since yeah, a bit cuckoo.
You go cray. You go cray.
No, I get a bit pazzed out sometimes now.
Yeah.
A lot now. After one experience at UNSW.
Anyways.
We won't mention names.
Yeah, that's fine.
Must
be one thing.
Something being legal.
Be anything.
Bags.
Yeah, fucking bags, cunt.
Yeah, man. Get some bags legal, bro.
Get some bags legal.
Escobar.
I honestly have not thought about this at all. It's
No,
like
same.
we don't care enough about anymore to like,
Yeah.
be like, oh, legalize pot. Like I was never even like that in the
Say,
first
what
place.
about like insider trading?
Mate, it can
Insider
be
trading.
fucking
Yeah,
anything.
I want all of the money to myself.
Mate, it can be fucking anything. Literally whatever you
Jordan
want it to be.
Belfort.
It can be fucking COVID restrictions to fuck off completely.
Wolf of Wall Street, Wolf of Dutrick Street.
Yeah, you know what? I want
Wolf
stock.
of La Perouse.
Perouse.
Stockbrokers to be
Wolf of
able to
Pagewood.
sell. I want stockbrokers to be able to sell whatever they recommend, and therefore I can be a stockbroker and make lots of money.
Okay.
I want a company to tell me before they release information to the public of a big project they're doing.
Okay.
Just
and
place a long.
finally, the last thing. This
Yeah.
week's W's and L's. This is the only. This is I'm a part of this because.
Go
Okay,
on.
so my L was obviously my concussion.
Yeah.
It was a fat L.
Lost
Lost a couple of brain
Brain
cells.
cells.
Yep. And my W. Oh god, I've had a pretty boring week, like lying down trying to recover. But W's probably making this
Get any
podcast.
Snapchats this week?
No, I've been at home doing nothing because of my trying to recover from this concussion. I'd say I celebrated my mate's birthday last night, and then shout out to Max. You know what's up. And then doing this. It's really the only fun I've had all week. You boys?
L, I would say. What's an L? I guess mentally it's been a bit of a challenging set of weeks, just with things that have happened. Like I do put myself quite in my head, but at the same time, it's like that. There's a positive to that as well, in that I, you know, when I get emotional, you know, I start writing.
Mm-hmm.
I start, you know, I use that. So that's, you know, both a, you know, a good thing and a bad thing.
Yep.
But mostly it's like I'd love to be happy like much more often. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say a win this week. Last night, we had our mate's 21st. It was a really fun night. It was
Seems like it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun there.
There you go. That's good. And Bogo?
I'd say L. I don't know, just overworking myself a lot.
Yeah, you hit a break.
Overwork. I guess I've relapsed a couple of days on my diet as well. Sometimes I didn't eat as well as I wanted to. I let some thoughts get to me too. You know, but I'll say one of my a W would have been, I guess, taking time to speak to my therapist or making an appointment, and that really did help. And working through some techniques and strategies and shit like that. Stuck to the gym, did the cardio, and definitely I would say like last night I was very anxious to go to the party.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen a lot of people in so long, and it was just so good to reconnect with
It's good.
mates, especially like the boys, like that group from Waverley. Like I've known them for met them in the weirdest way, but I'd say some of them are probably like close mates.
That's good. No, it's good.
Especially the guy that had his party. It was like I've known him through a while, and I just connected to him like from the very beginning, and I introduced him to some of my mates. He introduced me to his group, and we all just merged, and it was good. I mean, I vomited yesterday, but
Mate, who cares
that's
about
an
that?
L, but,
Forget
like,
about that.
it was a very late night too.
Oh,
But the
forget
party
about
itself
that.
was
No,
good.
it's good. It's good. You guys had a good
And
night
also, I
last
lost
night.
on a pokey yesterday too.
Mate, who cares?
Should have switched machines.
Boys, you wanna
It's all about the chances, mate.
boys, you wanna shout out anything? You wanna tell the world to follow? What for? You know, talk about your social media. You wanna go follow? What's it, Gabriel?
Gabriel B345.
And what's
Follow
yours?
my birds
Michael
Instagram
Shenfield.
page.
Yeah, follow. Was it? Was it?
Kesha the bird.
Kesha the bird.
Kesha the bird.
Follow that. Anything else you wanna shout out? Anybody wanna shout out?
Shout out to my mom.
Send me some
Shout out
Ethereum.
to my dad. Shout out to my grandparents.
Shout out to Babushka and Dedushka.
That's right.
Shout out
Mate.
to the Jewish community.
Oh,
for
shout out to the
funding
Jewish
this.
community. Thank
Shout
you.
out to the Russian Engineers Society. Built up of like
shout out
50,
to
80-year-old
the,
men.
AMD Investors Club.
Shout out. You already know.
Shout out to Wall Street Bets.
That's it.
You already know me. Go follow me on for the Raise.entertainment and the.reupload on Instagram. Make sure you go check my Facebook page. If you're watching the video, you're already on the YouTube channel, but if you're listening to audio, go follow the Raise Entertainment YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and follow, because that knows how much everybody is enjoying the podcast.
Shout out to Jake Paul for that knockout.
Oh my god, that, by the way, yeah, that knockout was crazy. And also, please also let me know who you want to see next, and that's put anybody. And then this is a new thing I'm thinking. I'm gonna do a question after the end of every episode.
Tits or ass.
I wasn't thinking that, but sure. I want to know, what is everybody doing for their New Year's Eve? What is everybody's New Year's Eve plans?
Probably with you.
If you want to be with me, let me know. Send us a text. You got my number. But anyways, I'm Sam Fraser, and this is the Reupload podcast.
Thank you, Fraser.
And we are out.
Yes, sir.
Woo! There we go.
Oh,